the other league.
You'll probably win McPhail, I would imagine, but
Probably, but those guys could have a big game.
yeah.
All right. We should be live now. What's going on, guys?
Hello, gentlemen.
What's going on? I see a couple people have entered.
They were just waiting. They were clamoring.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Oh, Jackson Littlewood. Fantastic. Guys, that guy's
What's going
had
on,
some pretty good
Jackson?
ideas as of late.
I'm gonna check all that stuff right now, Jackson. I haven't put any bets on yet. I think the betting percentages have actually kind of evened out, so today is going to be a no bet for me, and I'm just going to enjoy this one. If anything, I might actually I might take the under. I'm going to do a rare over-under bet on this game.
I'm kind of liking it too.
There's 76% of people are on the over. The only thing is that it opened at 52 and it's been bet up to 55.
That's pretty high, man.
So under 55 is minus 115. Under 54.5 is minus 106.
I'd sack the point. That'd be me.
Oh, nice, Jackson. Chiefs +3 with good juice. I'm not exactly liking these lines. Oh, I'll take it under 54 at +101.
There you go. What's the push frequency on 54? We got to do that. Figure that
I'm
out.
not sure. We don't spend much time on the over-unders. Oh, Untouchable Jay's got props. Let's hear what
Course he
these
does.
props are.
It wouldn't be Monday.
There's actually player props on Pinnacle. The odds are crazy, though. What's the... It's the base for props is minus 120 on Pinnacle.
It's just way too high. Babe, could you have me an allergy pill, please?
Well, I hope everyone's excited for the Tampa Bay Lightning Dallas Stars live stream. What's going on, Mickey? How you doing tonight?
Mickey Hill, who's soon to be in first place in the Chase and Daniels League.
That's awesome.
The guy who said he didn't know what he was doing.
I think Untouchable didn't have a great night yesterday. Oh, shoot. There we go.
Yeah, I would like some lighting in here. Everyone wants to see me. You know that. It can move.
I'm leaving alone the spread. I'm leaving alone money line. I ended up taking under 54 at plus 101. And that's because 26 of bettors are on the under. Mickey's got under 55. Under 55 was at minus 115 for me, so I traded off a couple. Yeah, I have minus 115. Mahomes under 299 passing yards. Jackson total yards over 310. CEH to score touchdown. Mark Andrews to score touchdown. Nice.
Well, he's predicting an offensive game. I like Mark Andrews a lot. He was one of my fantasy sleepers last year. His value increased significantly, though, since then. Yeah, Mickey Hill's like averaging like 115 points in fantasy, and he's going to be 3-0.
That's really, really good.
That's like really good. I don't know. You made some shrewd moves there, Chief Keef. Oh, okay. So Donnie McKay's got over 52. So we're going to hope for a middle, eh? Big
Well,
ride?
over 52 when it came out is actually the best you could have got, because right now
Yeah.
if you take they don't even offer 52, but if I took over 52 and a half, I'd get it at minus 138.
Which is
So
absurd.
you made off with like 7% edge getting that bet over 52 early.
So what are we hoping for? 53?
53 would be best case scenario for Mickey, myself, and Donnie.
Yeah, we got to hit the middle. Why not? What score iterations are 53? 28, 25? Yeah, that's a rare one, though. 28, 24 will give Donnie a push, and you guys a win. That's not bad either. 52's got to have a high push frequency. We got to do that. I should do that this week.
Dylan's tried to trade Lockett and MVS for Drake and Shark. I'd always
Valdez
want
Scantling?
Drake.
Is that who you mean by MVS?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Untouchable
I
Jay
would
said
say
he's
no.
a hard no.
Yeah. I don't think MVS has any value, and I think Lockett himself has slightly less value than Drake, oddly enough.
JD's on Kansas City tonight. Nice.
Good luck, JD.
I think we got Kansas City in the contest, right? At 3.5.
Yes, yeah. I don't love it though. It's not bad.
The percentages have evened out, so there's not a whole lot of value either side. And that's kind of to be expected with a game like this.
Well, it's kind of like this should be the biggest regular season game, so it kind of has a market with no meat on the bone, right? Because it's kind of like Super Bowl.
Well, like last night's game had 20,000 bets, and this game right now has 29,000. So
That's man, that's less than I thought.
Well, 29,000 according to Action Network. I'm sure there's a lot more bets out there than just what's on Action Network. But it's 45% of bettors on the Ravens, but 53% of the money's on the Ravens. Everything's too close to use market factors to make a pick for tonight.
Do you think Samuel Jackson is related to Lamar Jackson?
I think it would be racist for me to say yes.
What?
I think statistically speaking, it's unlikely that they're
It is
related.
unlikely. But if we're going on, surname, there's a chance, right?
There is a chance.
The popularity of the last name Jackson, though, is pretty high. I agree. Well, I was saying that you're 3-0 and you have a very high a very high point average right now. Like you're looking good, is what I'm saying.
I teased Baltimore and over. Let's get a winner. Lockett is probably due down. He's been the best deep threat wideout in the league so far, overperforming, I would say. He's not going to have 2 or 3 touchdowns every game, that's for sure. But Lockett's he's a very strong receiver. He's consistent. I would just always value having someone like Kenyon Drake on my roster than having Tyler Lockett.
It is nice to have a receiver though that's strong. Oh, here we go. It's already started. That's great.
So Baltimore's going to start with the ball. Untouchable Jay said he's related to Daniel Boone, who I'm not sure who that is.
You don't know who Daniel Boone is?
American pioneer, explorer, woodsman, and frontiersman.
Yeah, he was I'm pretty sure he was in the Alamo. The Alamo is when, because Texas was its own country, Big Rye. Texas was also a part of Mexico, now the U.S., France, and I think Spain, too.
So on first down, we get a run from Ingram. He picks up about 4 to 5 yards.
Is it just me, or is Ingram play so much bigger than he actually is? Like, I think of Ingram as a
height
big
and weight
guy.
are deceiving.
He's probably the same height as my girlfriend, though. A lot heavier, though. But he's still only 200 and something pounds. Oh, Davy Crockett was at the Alamo. Yeah, I always get that mixed up. You think of the hat when you think Daniel Boone, too.
Ingram's listed at 5'9", 215.
Oh, he's heavy. He's heavier than I thought. I thought he was 205. 5'9's a little, I thought, like an inch taller, but I always feel like these guys use wrestling heights.
Well, to me, Ingram plays it, like, he looks like he plays at 225, 230, but I think that's just how strong he is. Kamara's very deceiving as well when it comes to power versus size.
Well, he seems light, and Kamara, I think, is heavier than Ingram.
Third and 2 for the Ravens.
They really are switching it around. Certainly hurt his value.
And a big run from Lamar Jackson.
Oh, that's in a separate money league. Big Ryan and I are playing each other, and I have Lamar Jackson. I'm down about 25 points, though. I have Ingram as well. And he has Travis Kelce, so.
Oh, I didn't realize I still had Kelce in that league. I forgot about him.
Is that a joke, Mickey, or did that actually happen? Sam Houston, of course, that's where the city of Houston is named after. I kind of like Texas history. I've only just peeled half a page pretty much as far as information on it, though. I'm friends with a Texan, and we were talking about it the other day, and it's just interesting. Very resilient people, let's put it that way.
Incompletion to Marquise Brown.
Your ancestors bought land from William Penn? What? Yeah, it's a joke? Just nothing would surprise me, Mickey.
And that's just through the hands of Brown. A catch Marquise that he should be making.
It's hard. I am surprised he was a first round pick, though. You know what I mean? Because he's Marquise Brown's what, $160? Like how much usage can you get out of him?
Well, he was a threat for them last year.
I know, but it's situational. Do you know what I mean? When I
Well,
think of a first round receiver,
it's nice that the Ravens have the luxury of being able to get players like him and get the most out of him. Regardless, like, yeah, you can make the argument that there's better first round players out there, but I'm never going to be too picky on Ravens when it comes to personnel. They've been excellent no matter where in the draft. What a
that
first
was
down.
unbelievable.
J.K. Dobbins. I don't think I've ever seen a quarterback fake a handoff and then end up pitching it to the same player.
What's a double option then?
And the Chiefs and their number 51 almost got his hand on that ball, so it could have been a fumble very easily.
Yeah, but that's the type of you just Lamar is a bit like Russell Wilson in that he's slippery enough where he just gets away with it.
Nice run from Ingram. It looks like he picks up 11 or 12.
Is he hurt? Nope. No, it looked like he was just clutching his knee ever so slightly, but he looks okay. Look at 86, man. Nick Boyle. That was rad with that pull block. Pull from the strong side over and pick up. That's how you get a run like that.
Cam and Lamar are not the same players, but the offenses that the two teams run is going to be pretty similar as far as run game.
Patriots will be a bit more bulkier. Oh, yes. Here we are. We've played to our vanity.
What's going on, Fear? How you doing tonight? Fear, you got any players playing today? I'm sure you do. These are two premier teams.
You can use the Sennheisers if you want. I bought Sennheisers. My girlfriend uses the $20 Sonys I got from Amazon. Unreal.
It's an RPO, and Lamar Jackson throws this one away.
Why that almost looked like grounding. I don't know if that even made to the line of scrimmage. I have a question though. Why are so many young quarterbacks bad at throwing the ball away? I've just noticed that.
I think they have too many things on their mind, and that's kind of last on the checklist each time.
Like last year, I swear Gruden just spent the year trying to teach Derek Carr when to throw it away, and then he overdid it.
Yeah.
Gus the bus in. I hope my soothing voice can put you to sleep.
I'm good. Tired after work and no sleep this weekend, so came to fall asleep and stream. I got Mahomes going tonight. I'm down 4 points. That's pretty safe, barring an injury. Y'all had 125 comments this week on Picks video, and 99 of them were Dylan and that dude trading clown emojis.
That was a good stop. Now we got Tucker coming in. Best field goal kicker perhaps in history. Yeah, Mickey, Dylan, like I usually, kind of patrol the comment section a bit more, right? But I don't know. Dylan just creates these fires, and I'm like, I'll just, I'll let this one burn out rather than fire out. They're too dangerous. Rather than put it out, they're too dangerous.
How do you like the contest name? With that being said.
Yeah. There's a lot of contradictory statements, so I have to use a filler line. With that being said. Who's out buying a truck now? There's a truck commercial on our Canadian feed. Who's out buying a truck? I'm just curious.
I don't know. Jackson says, yeah, I feel like there have been more, all of that being said, than perfectly honest.
Oh yeah. And like perfectly honest, it's just a redundant thing to say, like as if I'm gonna lie about something. Or I'm gonna lie about my opinion.
Uh, Dylan was definitely crying after that Saints game, Fear.
Oh yeah.
Two
You
games in
know
a
what
row.
though? I think some of these losses are humbling in that um humbling as well as like the contest and stuff, in that he's just I don't know, he's not as strident, like he's not as set in his ways. Like Dylan Toddfield started Justin Herbert over Drew Brees on his fantasy team. I'm thinking he's switching over to he's coming to the dark side.
Well, even yesterday he said, we asked him when would you take the Packers, and he said at +6, which was a lot more reasonable than the 85% chance they had against the Raiders a week and a half ago. Mickey went with the crowd after all that wisdom of the crowd talk last week.
Well, yeah, we went. I went off on a tangent about that. I love that. I love that book. All my books are packed up right now because we're doing some painting in minor renos, but I'm gonna unearth it the second I'm able to, and I gotta jump on it. Dylan's got a good. Is it still Pride with the unicorn and the rainbows, Mickey? Last time I checked, it was. But I don't know if it switched.
Patrick Mahomes had like this tiny little water bottle, and I'm curious if it was actually water.
It was
Like,
probably a gel. It was probably gel. You know
probably.
that I've never had it though. It seems weird.
The G1, G2, G3 stuff.
Is that what it's called?
Well, Gatorade has like 3 different brands, or 3 different like lines of products, like pre, during, and post. Patrick Mahomes quote, "I'm nowhere where I need to be," or something like that. I didn't catch it
I'm
all.
nowhere near where I can be.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's
I'm paraphrasing too. That's scary to think.
I don't know how much room for improvement he has. I'm sure there's lots, but with how he's played, it's hard to believe.
Jackson, I'll give you a counter to that conspiracy. We're doing the video tonight. Wow, what a run. Tonight instead of last night, because I was dubious about uh, about how I felt about where the line was going to move. So I needed one more day. So, and Big Rye agreed. I'd also been up quite some time for. I didn't got much sleep that weekend because I played poker all weekend. So, wanted a better quality show. So that's why we're doing it tonight. And people seem to like the Tuesday morning. So we're gonna give it a try. We'll see how it works.
A nice play from Tyreek Hill on the reverse to start off this drive for the Chiefs. Now Mahomes at shotgun. That ball's batted up, but they're lucky it's not picked.
There's a flag. It's probably defensive holding would be my guess.
Calais Campbell saying that it was a tip ball.
Which should nullify it. He's right. Is it Jimmy Smith? Yep.
Yeah, we'll see how bad we can do making our picks on Monday night tonight or this week, Mickey.
Yeah, it's if we're hovering around 500, it's one thing, but getting beat over the head a little bit 3 weeks in a row is too. It's too tough. It's really. I've just been. If I was on the right side of more of these lines, I know it's a small sample. I'm just not. I just wasn't confident. Man, how tall Campbell is just. You look at Clyde Edwards-Helaire next to Campbell. Is anyone seeing that? Holy jeez. He looks 6'10". Oh, man, that's a massive man.
Empty
Oh,
backfield for the Chiefs.
Fournette he had a lot of garbage time. Wow. Another nice play for Kelsey. It's hard not to see this ending in a touchdown, hurting a little bit of the under dreams. Fournette, he had most of his yards and touchdown came from garbage time last week, I believe. So I mean, the stat line might have overhyped projections for this week, perhaps. I didn't actually see what he finished with, but I think Ronald Jones is playing a lot more snaps.
I think Fournette only had like 20 yards. It seemed like a lot of Ronald Jones, and I saw LaShawn McCoy get some run as well.
Oh, is that going to be a touchdown?
Good open field tackle.
Oh, no, great tackle. Man, I would be so nervous.
If Carson's out high, it will be really, really good for Seattle. But I don't know if Carson's actually out. I think they'll probably end up splitting reps and time and carries. But it just depends how injured Carson is.
DJ Dallas might get some play there. Wouldn't you be nervous trying to tackle Tyreek Hill, considering like how bad you can miss? You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's why I thought it was so impressive.
I don't know why he was still a free agent, very productive last year. Are you talking about Carlos Hyde? It's very interesting. Because Big Rye really likes him. We've always liked him since he was a second-round pick, Ohio State, San Francisco. You could start a team and just sign him to, like, you know what I mean?
Well, he
could start for any team almost.
Yeah, like he's been productive on every team he's played on, so that's why it doesn't really make a ton of sense. It looks like Mahomes is going to run this in. Easy touchdown for Mahomes.
Yeah, Jerick McKinnon. I started in one of the Big Rye Fat Guy leagues. I started Brandon Ayuk, and I got huge points out of him. So it's interesting. Man, is San Francisco an interesting team.
Oh, yeah, Fear, that's a win for you. 6, maybe 7 points on that.
I don't know. He could throw 4 interceptions, Big Rye, and that's it.
Yeah, he could, but...
You don't know about the negative points. Don't count your chickens. That's the...
We have a missed extra point.
Good for underbetters. I hope they don't change the Chiefs' name. It's just cool. I just looking at their helmet, it just looks so cool. It looks iconic to me. Buffalo is an interesting team. I think they're a little hyped though. I don't think they're as good as the results have been. Shanahan is a coach, man. That's an interesting team.
Shanahan's a really good coach. He's been a good coach for years, even as an assistant or as a coordinator. He's been excellent. And that's
Big Ryan and I got a good look at him when he was the coordinator for Cleveland. And he wasn't even considered for the head coaching job then, and that really bothered us. And I don't even know who they went with that time. It's probably like Mike Pettin or something.
Yeah, I can't remember if he was there with Pettin or...
Was it Chudzinski? It doesn't even matter.
I think it was Chudzinski. So he was the offensive coordinator for the Browns in 2014.
There's a big disconnect, though, between with the strength of what people perceive as stats, going to Untouchable Jay's comment about Josh Allen. I read an article before the season about how Josh Allen wasn't that good of a quarterback and that statistically Baker Mayfield was much stronger than him. And there was a bunch of reasonings why. And I always thought, like, using pure stats that aren't situational is such a big folly. Like, Russell Wilson was like that a lot. Like, didn't have impressive stats, but they were winning. So what difference does it make, right? Like, the stats you get at the end of the game. That's a good example. Like Colin Kaepernick, they used his last year about how he's getting blackballed as proof because he had good stats. He went 1-14. I mean, I'm not saying he shouldn't be in the league or anything. Kaepernick's just an example, but situational stats are more important than gross stats, right? So I think Allen's very good, very good. He does what he needs to win, much like Russell Wilson and Alex Smith. Mickey Hill's got 2 bangers in a row. Falcons went to crap and left the building. Yeah. And going back to anchoring points, too. Remember in the Super Bowl, he caught a lot of flack because of that fumble that I think Hightower caused and essentially caused the domino effect of the Falcons losing. But that one play and one decision by Shanahan kind of mires him in the eyes of other people. And, of course, he's going to catch flack about this last Super Bowl blowing a 10-point lead. But those are such small decisions in the pantheon of thousands of good decisions. So I think he's underrated even. So it's interesting to me at least. Frank Reich was great with the Eagles.
And Kyle Shanahan with Deshaun Watson would be a lot of fun. Be better than what Watson has now. You guys think there's any chance Bill O'Brien gets fired this year? I was born in Houston, so they're my team, and I'm really hoping he gets booted. If they continue the season how it's been going now, I think there's a chance he gets fired at the offseason. Depends what their expectations are. I'm not sure what the owner's expectations of the team are.
Well,
they don't even have a
GM.
GM. They don't even have a GM, so I don't know. I don't know what's going on in Houston.
Heads will roll though if it's bad enough, though, right?
Yeah.
I'm really interested who's going to get. I guess Trevor Lawrence has got to be the favorite, but a lot of the bad teams have quarterbacks. Like, are the Giants really going to draft another quarterback over Daniel Jones?
If they go 3-13 for a second year, then hell yeah, they draft another quarterback.
I don't know.
He's won 3 games. He's won 3 games as a pro, even as a rookie. That's if he doesn't show those progressions in his second year, I could definitely see them. I'm not saying that quarterback's going to play over them, but I could definitely see them drafting another guy.
Yeah, and then also Jets, I would imagine throwing the towel on Darnold and just start fresh with Lawrence. That would be my guess.
You know what I think's tough for a lot of these GMs and owners is that you see what Lamar Jackson has done for Baltimore and you see what Mahomes has done for the Chiefs, and there's that potential that you can have a quarterback that comes in and really changes the face of your franchise. And I think Daniel Jones has a lot of potential, and I think Daniel Jones would be a lot better with coaching and with obviously better players around him. But Daniel Jones is not doing what these guys are doing.
No.
It's not even close. And I think a lot of why these two guys are having success is because of the coaching staffs. They're special players, but they get to be special because of the coaching and because of the players they get to play with. The Giants is a shit show. But, you don't think, the Jets will take someone over Sam Darnold now. It's pretty clear.
I was talking last night with some friends during the midday games about who we thought the dream coaching staff would be. And to me, it would be John Harbaugh, head coach, Billy at DC, and Reed at OC. And I almost don't even see a way around that. John Harbaugh, he was a special teams guy, but the Ravens look good every year, and they do all the little things right. And it just sounds so simple, but it's a winning formula.
I'd rather have Belichick as the head coach.
Yeah, I disagree on that one. I'd rather have him as my DC.
Who was the Steelers defensive coordinator for all those years?
Dick LeBeau.
Yeah, I think I'd take LeBeau at DC.
Now you make Dick LeBeau your secondary guy. Dick LeBeau played corner for the Lions. You believe that? In the 50s.
It's impressive.
Yeah, he's pretty old, though. He's 80-something. Dick LeBeau's influence is on the Titans right now, though, in some capacity.
Bill O'Brien is not worse than Matt Patricia. That's true.
No.
The sad thing is that Bill O'Brien is still like an average coach in the league, but
Yes.
I think as a GM, he's been absolutely terrible.
Well, it's not. I don't even think you can just go to the trade. How did Lamar get out of this?
I don't know, but that ball
Oh,
almost stayed in. I can't believe the pursuit by Chris Jones.
that's a lot for a big man. Y'all see
Fourth down.
Belichick wear that ratchet sweatshirt? Yeah, it was fantastic. I always feel like that's a thumb in the eye, right? Like, because he really doesn't like doing that media stuff, and I don't blame him. Think of how boring like journalism is today. They ask the same questions, and they pretty much want you to divulge your game plan and stuff before the week.
Well,
It's brutal.
I can't. This might not be completely accurate, and I might actually have this wrong. But when the teams, Belichick wanted all the coaches to have to wear like suits and jackets and dress up very, very professionally. And they made that rule because they wanted to do sponsorship stuff. So it's like, I don't know who it was, if it was Reebok or Nike or whatever apparel company it was. And the coaches were required to wear like Reebok stuff, so they couldn't wear suits. And that's when Belichick started cutting up his apparel that he got because he didn't want to be supporting those companies. I always found that to be very, very interesting.
I think that's true, Big Rye. Yeah, we can't confirm.
I can't remember like the specifics, but I'm pretty sure it was along those lines. Because it's funny, because you think Belichick is like a slob, but he's done it for a reason, and he's been dedicated to it for a long time now.
They there's a funny story about that. They did a suit. Nike made suits for Jack Del Rio when he was head coach of the Jags, I believe, and whoever else they were playing for one game. And they said it was too much work to get the suit branded and manufactured. And I thought in my head, I'm like, it's too hard for Nike to get a suit made. I can go to the tailor and get a suit made.
Well, yeah, well, it's because Nike's not set up for tailored stuff. So
Yeah, but I mean, you're trying to promote your brand. Who cares? I always thought that was a weird excuse.
well, they don't want to promote suits. They want to promote athletic gear. It's not really beneficial to them. I remember that though. There was some sort of like special, like they wanted to honor, I think, an older coach. They used to dress up in suits, so they.
Well, it's probably
requested it.
Landry. I would imagine it's Landry.
I think so.
You know, with the hat.
All right.
Tom Landry Middle School.
Fear said, "That's what sucks for the Texans. Bob is a moron and gave away the future on his trades, so the hope of being bad this year and getting an awesome pick isn't there." Yeah, that's totally true, Fear. And the loss of John DeFilippo as the Eagles quarterback coach after the Super Bowl win. It's amazing how much like assistants and guys that are in the organization really make teams. Yeah, Rick Smith, Houston GM, took a lot of time off because his wife had cancer, I believe. He was supposed to take his job back, but it hasn't happened yet. He's a really good GM.
John DeFilippo has been around. I think he was on the Raiders
Mickey
as
Patricia
well at
has
some
the beard,
point.
though.
Let me look here.
Yeah, I'll see Belichick wear that ratchet sweatshirt. Jackson is showing off too much. Play quarterback. Well, it just looks silly when you start losing. Reporter asked Belichick, "Have you ever played without a crowd before?" He said, "Every day in practice." They should make suits made out of more athletic materials. That would be nice. I don't know if it would look as nice, but
Hey, man, it's called a hybrid. I had tearaways in the 7th grade. Mickey Hill, if he said that, that's unreal, man. The guy's a boss. What a line. Popovich is a bit like that, too. Not that I follow the NBA nearly as closely.
well, they just clown. Like, that's all they do. They clown with the media because really it is a joke that they have to talk to those guys and, like you said, divulge information. Like, it makes no sense. Like, you're playing in a competitive league.
You know what I don't understand? Why is the media allowed in the locker room? That should be a sacred place.
I can't tell if this is second down or third down. It says second down on the TV. It says third down on the sticks. I have no clue how he picked up the first down when it was all Ravens players on him.
Buddy, moving those legs, changing those angles, churning, as they say. Dude, what a tough... That guy's not... Wow, man.
Welcome to
Look at
chat,
it,
Isaiah
man.
Clark.
And
I
I don't
don't.
even think it's bad tackling, man. That's just amazing. Kenny Clark really went after the ball.
So far, Clyde Edwards-Helaire with 85 yards after contact. That's excellent. 3rd and 1 for the Chiefs.
That's got to be its false start on Mahomes.
It's got to be on the offense. They had like every guy jump. They had 2 receivers jump. I think it was because Mahomes took a step back.
Yeah, it was on Hill. I was going to say, I don't remember a quarterback ever getting a false start.
They still got the flag on the field. Oh, there he goes to pick it up. I took the Eagles with the 6. I took it down to -1, and the Eagles tie the game. I want to know, do I lose on the pool?
Yes. They didn't cover.
Yeah, the Eagles on our contest were -5.5. So the Bengals covered +5.5.
Oh, 36 hesitated.
That's a nice hit from Humphrey.
I didn't know if Marlon Humphrey wore a 44. That is a boss number for a cornerback.
2nd and 10. Mahomes in shotgun with 2 backs. What a play. They
How
used the
is
2
Andy
backs to
Reid?
set up a tight end screen.
How is Andy Reid so cutting edge every year on offense? Remember when he used to do that Jason Avant wide receiver screen in the middle of the field? Like this is very
Well, they
similar to
used
that
to,
play.
if teams played zone and there was like 3rd and 15, they would set up these screens like 10 yards down the field. It was always
And it
very
worked.
impressive.
This one is similar. He is, I don't know. These screens are unbelievable, man. And look how well the team is coached to pull it off too. You know what I mean? Because it takes a lot of work from everyone else to get that to go.
Well, it gives them a free first down. That's really the biggest difference with some of the coaching and some of these calls is like teams like the Chiefs, the Ravens get it too. Like the well-coached teams get these free first downs that teams like Baker Mayfield and the Browns don't get that. The Derek Carr and the Raiders don't get that. Like they have to work that much harder to do the same things.
Wonder if this is going to be an offensive hold.
How does your experience playing football change how you watch the games? That's a good question, Zit. Fat guy and I never played, so
I never actually played. That's oddly enough. The only intro I've ever had into like how that works. My brother-in-law was on some practice squads in the NFL. He was drafted in the first round in the CFL. Um, he always had interesting insight. He was a D lineman, but I try and pick his brain as much as I could, which kind of slowed talk at dinner down. But my hand, like I said, all of mine's secondhand. Right? We play different sports, oddly enough. Mostly soccer. I boxed a bit.
We'll most likely be taking the Eagles, but it's still too early to say. We're going to have our video out tomorrow morning, so you'll be able to see what our
That was a
official
high
pick
vertical
is.
from Calais Campbell. Same with me, Michigan, if I want to beat Big Rye here.
Yeah, the fat guy and I have another league, Detroit, and we have the exact same thing where the fat guy has Lamar and Ingram. So you guys are in the same boat tonight.
I like boxing. It's boxing back that I'm not fond of. I really didn't get hit much when I boxed. No, I was uh, I was just a consistent jabber, a very, very, very poor man's Lennox Lewis.
Hey, Joss, last year we were together in the same room when we filmed. Tonight, or for the foreseeable future, we're not going to be in the same room to record, so we can't have this set up the same way we did last year. A new video tomorrow. Let's go, baby. Can't wait to see fat guys disrespect the Texans again this week. You built some high stacks on the tables this week, fat guy?
Yeah, Friday was exceptionally good. I had to stay pretty much till game break though, so I played 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. with some Albanian construction guys, and it went quite well. I was really tired on Saturday, so I only played for like 3.5 hours. So they both went well though. Let's put it that way. Friday in particular.
The live line is Chiefs -2.5. A tale of two Jared Goffs this weekend, 100%.
Yeah, I sat him on one league. It's not going to matter, but I was mad about it. I'm starting to wonder, like, should teams just go for 2 points?
It's hard to tell with the data. You think teams would have a better understanding of how often they could
And
score on
situation,
2 point
what I mean.
plays? As an opposing team, would you rather have teams kick extra points against you or go for two against you?
I'd rather them kick extra points. That's a good question.
That's the easiest answer then.
They're actually quite nice, Mickey. They curse a lot, especially at me, but I don't mind. So
I don't know what the actual conversion rates are. Is it? I
well, it
don't
used
have
to be
them.
98%, and now I think it's 89 now. I think, and then the rate for 2 point. The problem with the 2 point conversion rate is the sample is tiny. Like it's not nearly in the same sizing, so you could extrapolate it and figure it out that way. But I think that I don't know. I think that with a higher sample, it would like the base rate would be different. So for some teams, though, that's I guess it's situational almost for some teams. It can't be a blanket one. There's a lot of offenses where you don't. 93
Well, the only team that I can remember in recent history that's decided to go for
Steelers.
two is the Steelers.
Sammy Watkins, their highest paid receiver. Are there any fans at this game? No.
I don't believe there are. I was going to say it looks strange without any fans at such a marquee game.
Man, I would freeze up trying to tackle Hill. Just getting shaken out of my shoes. Yeah. But think about Zit, the base, the base sample or the sample for kicking Pats is like what? There's what 4, 5 a game, right? Going for 2, there's maybe 1 or 2 a week. Oh, as far as rules go, yeah. Yes, Mickey, that's generally speaking. Kansas City has fans, not as obviously as many. And I think Florida's going to open up the whole way. That'd be my guess.
3rd and goal for the Chiefs. We'll see what kind of play call we get from Andy Reid.
This is a plodding drive, eh? Taking a lot of time off the clock.
They bring Tyreek Hill way in the backfield. Oh my goodness, what a play.
Where did they come up with this stuff?
Well, I know Andy Reid, there was a story about him, and they just have like a blank whiteboard where coaches can work on designing plays, and they say that they spend a lot of time just drawing stuff up, seeing what sticks and what doesn't.
Oh my.
I'm amazed by like the execution of some of these plays. Like there is a reason why they had Tyreek Hill so far in the backfield and lined up with Mahomes, because it makes that defender hesitate, and it's also the same defender that's on Sherman when Sherman goes to release that block. And then like the underhand pass too causes some confusion because a lot of players probably still think Mahomes has the ball because they don't see that throwing motion. It's like so many little details to make that one play work.
I don't know. It's just so, I don't know. It looks like nothing to the casual person, but that's just really creative. You know what's interesting though is this is the game where you're going to pull it out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's 100% true. The Chiefs are now minus 3.5-point favorites at even money.
But then I almost wonder too, like where does where? Okay, you're in the Super Bowl. There's got to be some bad boy plays that we've never seen they're there for just that spot, right? Like
Yeah.
I guess the Wasp play was that.
Well, the Philly special, like
Philly special.
I know that's another reason to take underdogs in like the Jets this weekend, as Josh Piper just to me made the joke of the night so far. My Jets plus 12 play was good until the second quarter.
Yeah.
You have to think that as a coach, if you're playing the Jets like next week, like you're gonna go vanilla with the playbook. Like there's no point in tipping your hand and making those kind of plays. So it's another reason why to take points and take underdogs, is that there's just no incentive for a team to beat the Jets by 50 points. There is no incentive.
Well, this is the thing that I find interesting. Like contrary to that, why aren't the bad teams gambling and doing weird stuff like that? Do you know what I mean? They can't even pull it. I guess
not all of them are trying to actually win. Like not all of them are trying to win. Some of them can't even execute basic plays. But that's why the Patriots always have so much success compared to other teams, is because the coaching is just like they can do so many more things in game that other teams can't adjust to.
But I don't understand. Like to me, if you're a professional team, you shouldn't be having procedural penalties and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's not that hard.
But
you know what I mean?
Coaches are always getting changed. The players are very, very young because there's incentive to have rookies and undrafted players contractually. That's why the Pats, how they build their roster with like veterans that all make like $2-3 million a year is so interesting to me, because you're getting guys that have been coached up for 4 or 5 extra years.
Here we go, DST Ravens.
That's a big play. I'm not sure who the returner is for Baltimore. It's number 13.
That's bad for
Devin Duvernay, the rookie wide receiver.
That I hold on. That's gonna hurt the OU a little bit if you got the U. If you got
Yep.
the O, that's gonna help.
Oh yeah.
But oh, that was dude. Number 7 gave it his all. The was it Butker or
Probably
was it Butker?
Butker. He
It just
gone. Over's
that's
looking
just
good.
the isn't that the difference though in athleticism?
Yeah.
Like because even this is the funny thing. Big Ryan and I spent an evening at a pub with Ryan Lindell's brother. Ryan Lindell was the kicker for the Seahawks and the Bills, and the I always thought of kickers as like average guys. Little did we know he was like an All-American, best linebacker in Oregon, and he had to settle for a kicker. So if that just even puts into perspective the athleticism of these guys, if the kickers were still star athletes in some fashion a lot of the time.
Hey Kim, welcome to stream. She said, "Go Chiefs, get them boys." Butthurt is his name.
Yeah. I'm surprised the NFL didn't come out with branded regulation face masks. I just thought that'd be like, they're so into commercialism like that. I don't know. Wouldn't that be the perfect thing?
They did it for the UFC. I think I think because it's already been around long enough, like people have kind of bought their masks. They don't really need them anymore, but it's probably a lost opportunity.
Well, or even like, why don't like the face shield almost makes more sense to me because you get in big trouble for pulling your mask off. I think it was 100,000 in fines. I would find it cumbersome having to wear what John Harbaugh is. So
DraftKings advertising props. That sounds about right. I assume I have no chance to win this week. It's most likely. I'd have to pull up the exact picks for everybody and over-unders, but I have a feeling at least one of the 4 picked the opposite of the other 3. They've highlighted no-look passes now from Mahomes and from Rodgers.
they're fun, but I mean they're a lot of times impractical. Props, yeah, the prop masters in the house, Untouchable J.
Well, props offer tremendous value to people that are studying and can actually take advantage of them. But odds-wise, the odds are some of the worst odds. Like at Pinnacle, it's minus 120, so you have to be right, whatever it is, 55% of the time. I always forget what minus 120 is. What happened in the Costa Israel match? I'm waiting for the free YouTube video to drop.
Do you want us to spoil it for you?
Yeah,
Israel was
54.5%
very
thanks
dominant.
it.
Israel was very dominant. A small and rare miscommunication between Kelsey and Mahomes.
If the price is right, Fat Guy's always willing to bet something like the finals.
Yeah.
If I remember
Well,
there's games and check the percentages, I might, but I'm not too worried.
chances are there'll be value against the Lakers, I would imagine. But Costa could. He was punching at air, Mickey. It looked it looked like Israel probably could have fought another championship fight back to back. The most interesting thing of the night, Mickey, if you end up rewatching anything, was Jan Blachowicz. He kicked Dominic Reyes. Jan Blachowicz kicked Dominic Reyes in the side, and it looked like a blood vessel burst or something. It was really, really gross, like bleeding under the skin type, broken ribs, that type of stuff. Even's all right if you got the enjoyment. Well, he doesn't look natural, Mickey. That's for sure. Israel look in really good shape.
Did they stop the match on that broken blood vessel?
No, well, it's probably exaggerating. It might be a. He got knocked out. That was like that happened. I think in the first at the end of the first round, and then Blackwood's knocked him out afterwards
In the second round?
in the second round, I believe. Yeah, I was playing poker while it was on, so I missed a lot of it. But
Yeah.
there was so it's not a complete summary, but I mean I caught the gist. Just saw a commercial with the Calgary Hitmen. That's got to be the that's got to be one of the cooler etymologies behind a name for a team. 12th is hope. Hope is a good thing. I'd like to go back to Vegas and soon, but I mean, who knows when that's going to happen.
What's going on, Tandem Trick Shots? How you doing? He said he is 12th on the leaderboard. I'm guessing true or false. Here said
Mickey is
Jackson, we all know the finals are rigged for the Lakers this year. After the Kobe stuff, they need a feel-good story. What about the Charger doc puncturing Tyrod's lung with a pain injection? That seems
it's
sloppy.
you know what's bizarre about that story is there was a conspiracy theory to get Justin Herbert to play.
That's so
That's
dumb.
number one.
That's so dumb.
Well, I don't believe that. B, look at the Chargers' history of doctors. It's like comical. It's been like they pretty much had the worst medical team in the NFL for 30 years. I think one of them went to jail for malfeasance or something that bizarre. NBA is like wrestling. Yeah, yes, it is. There are heels and faces in the NBA, a lot more so. And they change teams a lot. Wow. Well, I thought Thornhill opted out. Right on if he's playing. Or no, he was hurt, something like that. That was close. Inches. Inches.
big play by number 24 on the Chiefs.
Chiefs D actually having a good game despite what the score, giving up 10 points. This is what I was talking about, though. It's not. I don't have anything against Brown. It's just when you're $160 or whatever it is, it's hard to take a hit like that. You know what I mean?
Well, he dropped the ball even before the hit came.
That heel and facing sounds kind of ridiculous. What do you mean? There's always a bad guy and a good guy. They always seem to do that. People even like going to see. I mean, in wrestling, it's people go to see a guy get beat. I mean, it's so simple, but I mean, I don't know. It's as old as show business, right? It's kind of like the comedian Anthony Jeselnik made a career out of just being like kind of rude and brash and not likable. Coca-Cola selling energy drinks? Okay.
For game 1, the Lakers are 5-point favorites.
Where's Dylan? I don't know. The Saints aren't playing. I guess he's not interested. Yeah, I think I would be a good wrestling heel. The funny thing, Beard, is I'm mostly a heel in real life, too. If I'm a heel, does that make you Freddie Blassie, Big Rye?
Sure.
Yeah, it must be crying when Bree's letting him down. Yeah, Coca-Cola was the original energy drink. I think it had different ingredients back in the day, though, Mickey. It was probably a tonic to start. So I guess energy drink is the modern version of a tonic.
An update on Dylan. He sent us a picture of him at the gym and say he's sorry he couldn't make it tonight. He's too tired and he needed to go to the gym.
I don't know. You know what? Why don't they just make cocaine legal? I don't understand, right? Like, I don't know. I think that's it'd always be a way to like hurt crime, you know? Isn't it legal in Amsterdam? I've been to Amsterdam a few times, but I didn't come across anything, let's put it that way.
Dylan said, sorry I can't join tonight. Didn't get good sleep last night and didn't make it to the gym this morning. Had to make it up. And then we got a gym selfie picture from Dylan. So
fantastic.
Very, very nice of him, if anybody's worried. Big catch from Kelce.
Wow, he's able to hold the ball on there. Who is after the ball? Marcus Peters, it looks like. Big Rye does... I think Big Rye knows the ghost of Paul Bearer.
Fear, if I could find it, there's actually a video where Paul Bearer makes an appearance. Yeah. I think Paul Bearer should come back for maybe this next episode. Yeah, he pretty much goes to the gym just to do 3 showers and then come home.
Whatever, that's a workout for some. Watkins diving to the ground pretty quick
almost
there.
Got injured. I think it's decriminalized in Amsterdam. Shrooms and obviously weed are legal. The Ravens only have 7 passing yards through the first quarter and a half. Mahomes treating it like I would in Madden by running backwards 10 yards to give his receivers extra time. It's pretty impressive that Humphrey can stay step with Hill. Third and 5 for the Chiefs.
That is unreal.
I can't tell if that's an excellent. I can't tell if that's an excellent fake from Mahomes because he jumped and faked the pass, which should make him easier to tackle. But he made both defenders jump and miss.
Unreal.
What's going on, Jamie? Mahomes is awesome. It's so fun that we get Mahomes and Reed together because I feel like they really do complement each other. Calais Campbell is out for this play. 2nd and 14 for the Chiefs.
Let's see what interesting stuff we got now.
Really, really, really good jump on the ball from Matthew Judon and Tyus Bowser. They might have gone too early.
I'm sorry, Tyus Bowser. Mahomes is in another castle.
I want to see this again in slow-mo because it just looked like they got off the ball really well. Oh, my goodness. They got off the ball so well there. They kind of got screwed. That was an excellent, excellent play. I don't know how you could do any better than what those guys just did. It looked like they threw the flag before those guys even moved.
I would definitely say Matthew Stafford.
What a nice catch from Tyreek Hill.
Woo!
What if the Chiefs traded up for Watson instead of Mahomes? Let's assume Houston takes Mahomes.
You're not going to get the same production out of him. And who knows, it might have stunted his growth a couple years too, right? So, I don't know. He redshirted for a year behind Alex Smith. It probably was beneficial. His dad seems to think so. He's still going to be great. I don't think his potential would be, or his trajectory would be as skyward.
Ziv wanted to add to Mickey's thing, not only Stafford, but I think also Matt Ryan. Matt Ryan has been a really good quarterback in this league for a long time, and
he's had success
really good numbers.
I look close.
Fear said he would light it up as well. Jackson. Baker Mayfield, LOL, not really. He is doo-doo. Yeah, Mayfield is. But, like, if Mayfield got to start on the Chiefs and play under Andy Reid, it might be a different story. Like, coaching and play calling and offense design, like, it has a huge... It makes a difference. Yeah, nice touchdown, Kim. Tyreek Hill's like one of the only like deep threats that can actually make like hand catches, if that makes sense. Like, he went up, high pointed that ball. It wasn't an easy catch to make, and Tyreek Hill made it look easy.
I have a controversial suggestion to Zit Vono's uh, question about quarterbacks with not ideal coaching situations, and I'm going to say Daniel Jones. I kind of like him, and I think
Yeah.
his situation is bleak and difficult.
I think Daniel Jones would have a lot of success in this Chiefs offense, especially with how well he can, like, if he just gets to sit back and make those deep throws, like, he can drop dimes.
Mega
The
dimes.
problem is everything else. That's the problem. I think
I
Watson
think
might
without
be even
question.
better than he is. Sitting behind Alex Smith for a year would have been great for him, especially with his injury history in college. Oh, if Watson got the same treatment as Mahomes,
They were the same draft pick, right? So
yeah. Didn't Watson go before him?
at
Can't
10, I think
remember.
so.
NFL draft, what was it, 2017?
Yeah, Trubisky went second. It's just funny now. I think 10 Watson, 12 Mahomes.
Myles Garrett
Not
first,
mistaken.
Mitchell Trubisky, Solomon Thomas, Leonard Fournette, Corey Davis, Jamal Adams, Mike Williams, Christian McCaffrey, John Ross, Patrick Mahomes, Marshawn Lattimore, Deshaun Watson. So
There you go.
Watson
Other way
went
around.
2 picks later. It's like, it's so crazy that John Ross went before Mahomes. I didn't realize I remember Mike Williams being an absolute animal in college. I was just looking back, I can't believe he was the 7th pick.
What about Corey Davis and Leonard Fournette?
I think Fournette makes sense. He was a very, very highly touted prospect for years before he actually came into the league. Corey Davis is a surprising one now. I know we really like Solomon Thomas, and he hasn't quite developed into like that 3rd overall pick. And he's injured now for the... I can't remember if he's out for the remainder of the season or...
Pretty sure he is.
So it's too bad.
Think about it. Like, you think about those receivers. They're not even close. They're not even close to the same win probability added. Like any receiver, really, compared to Mahomes or Watson, right? And don't forget, those guys are taken. John Ross, Mike Williams, and Corey Davis. Come on, man.
Well, Zid, I can tell you for sure that Ryan Fitzpatrick has reached his limit, his potential. He's played for 10 different teams, probably more coaches. He's played in the league for 17 years. Like, there's nothing there. I think Winston has a lot of potential if he had the right
I agree with that one.
coaching staff. I think Minshew, you're kind of getting what you're getting for Minshew. And Minshew's played really well to start this season. There's nothing wrong with how Minshew plays. Trubisky was bad. Pick was bad. Trading up one spot to get him was worse. Yeah. Well, it's why San Fran has been the better franchise as of late. So Chiefs are up 10. I'm going to focus back on this game now, guys. Baltimore has the ball, 1st and 10 on their own 31-yard line. We're going to get a run here, I believe, from Dobbin. No, it can't be Dobbins. Might be Gus Edwards. Yeah. Gus the bus with the carry. Picks up a few.
I think we're going to witness something very interesting today. Unique, even. The Ravens are behind. I don't think they play well on catch-up with this style of offense. This is interesting.
Winston likes those crab legs, though.
So, like, when they go to a mostly throwing offense, what does that look like for the Ravens?
I think we're going to see. What an excellent play by Wilson. I think the passing offense for the Ravens has to be kind of what we just saw. It's that like RPO where Lamar has the ability to get open. He was a little bit off with that pass, and it could have been a completion with a more accurate pass, but that's not an easy pass to make. But if Lamar has to do it with his arm, it's never going to be, they're never going to beat Mahomes. Two blitzers off the end came out open, and Lamar actually made a pretty nice throw there to Mark Andrews, but almost picked off by Snead. I believe that's the rookie
with two
corner.
Big plays on this series.
4th and 7. Snead looks like he picked up an injury on that play, maybe a collarbone.
Stinger, perhaps.
But
Former football player. I'm pretty sure their cocaine was a football player, and he was called LT.
Yeah, and San Fran was going to take Trubisky at 2. They like Solomon Thomas. It's interesting how teams just get so scared that they're willing to trade up to just make sure they get the guy they want. If cocaine were a football player, it'd be Tyreek Hill. It's too early for the Ravens to change their game plan because of time considerations. Well, like they're still definitely in this game. Like this game isn't from them. I don't know why you'd want to just like drop back and pass every down. Like,
no, absolutely, but it's gonna. I'm saying like there's a chance that we haven't seen the Ravens have to. I don't know. Have to throw to get back in it. There's a possibility.
This is my kind of party. I like what Jackson said too. If Meth was a football player, it'd be Ronnie Lott.
I love Ronnie Lott.
What drug would Richie Incognito be?
He's an upper of some sort, that's for sure.
Kelsey comes in motion. Looks like man. And a completion to Sammy Watkins. I think this offense fits Sammy Watkins really well. It's nice for him to be like the 4th or 5th option. I think there was too much pressure on him to be the guy.
This defense almost looks tired.
Empty backfield. It's just tough for defenses to play with how many snaps there are and like the amount of field you have to cover. And like you can't take plays off against guys like Mahomes. Second and 6 for the Chiefs. Incognito would be bath salts. An excellent run from CEH.
Oh, Zivona hit, yeah, Ricky Williams. Ricky Williams quit football to smoke weed.
Like if there's 5 minutes in the 4th quarter, then down by 10 or up by 10, they would play strategically. Yeah, I agree. There's still like with how much time's left in this game though, each team's going to have like 7 or 8 more possessions. So to be down 2 possessions and just to like give up, it's still too early. The Ravens have to control this game though with like they have to keep the ball on offense and they need 3 and outs on defense to even have a chance. If Weed was a football player, it'd be Ricky Williams. They should totally let players use weed for pain relief. Yeah. I guess the more recent example would be Josh Gordon.
Weed's pretty mild, and like with the success in Denver, and that's another thing I don't understand. I mean, I guess it would actually give Denver a competitive advantage if you were allowed to use it if you played for the Broncos and nowhere else.
I thought they were going away from like suspensions for weed in the NFL because it still says that Josh Gordon's still suspended.
But before they did that, he was already suspended. He just hasn't been reinstated because it's happened so many times. Like, how many more times are you going to say, I'm not going to do it? And then, you know what I mean?
It says probably a good idea. Looks like if Bob Marley and Arnold Schwarzenegger had a love child. Oh, Ricky Williams. Sorry.
Yeah.
Zit said probably good idea. Football players have a lot of chronic pain, I would imagine. And Mickey Hill
It's
said
absolutely.
Ricky Williams looks like Bob Marley and Arnold Schwarzenegger had a love child.
It's hard to argue that weed isn't a better alternative than taking pain pills every day. You know, because that's a big problem with the drug problem here and in the States. People take opioids or like oxycodone or whatever, and then eventually they get addicted to a small percentage of those people, and then eventually they do heroin, and then that's probably the worst thing that can happen to you. No one beats heroin.
Gordon's been suspended for the last 5 years. Dude loves the flowers. Let him smoke. I think Denver, Seattle, New England, Vegas, etc. could all use it if the league let them, and that's just where it's legal recreationally. Eventually they'll get to that point. It's just, to me, it's more of when than if. Big Dick Nick gets a halftime push. And the Chiefs jumped early. It's going to bring them back 5 yards. It's going to be 2nd and 14. I talked about it yesterday. I think the Bears are actually a team to take seriously with if Nick Foles is at quarterback.
I agree.
But also someone said, like, if Trubisky's playing, that might be one of the worst 3-0 teams in recent memory. Yeah. It's funny because, like, I'd have to go back and look at exactly who the Bears played and who the Texans played. But if they switch schedules, like, there's a good chance that the Texans are 3-0 right now and the Bears are 0-3.
That's true, too. Oh.
Just off the mark for Tyreek Hill. He cleared the field with his large appendage yesterday. Oh, Nick, yeah.
Rumor has it Nick Foles has to shower in the visitor locker room. You can't embarrass your own team, Big Rye.
Yeah, I guess so.
Steelers defense is better than I thought it was going to be. Like, people always hyped them up all year, and I'm like, it looks good, not great, and it's looking pretty good. Wow.
It looked like Mahomes was just throwing that away, but it was a strike to Hardman for the touchdown. Congratulations, Kim Banks. Chiefs are rolling.
How do you get power on that looked like a back foot throw in real time?
Oh, it's just one of the benefits that Mahomes has with his arm strength. He was able to step into it, but like it looked like a throwaway. And he did have to take the hit to make the throw, but it was excellent. He dropped that one into Hardman. 27-10. Let's go, baby. Touchdown. The Texans' schedule is brutal. Steelers are for real. Yeah, even Minnesota week 4 at home isn't a gimme for the Texans. Not at all.
There's some bad stats out of Minnesota, Zivvono. Like, I'll give you an example. The average amount of time drop back before pressure is 1.7 seconds for Kirk Cousins. That's that's tough. That's gonna be tough for anybody to get out of that. Obviously, he can make some pre-snap adjustments. Cousins can, but that's just difficult. Their cornerbacks are hurt, and they haven't looked good anyways. It's just difficult. Yeah, the silver lining on the Vikings, they got some production out of their first round receiver.
Jefferson looked terrific. He looked really good.
Yeah.
In that game. The Colts are for real. The Colts are a good team. And it's ironic that they have a lot of depth too. Like, even if Rivers gets hurt, like, Brissett could come in and do the exact same stuff that Rivers is doing. That team's well coached, and they've been building this roster for a few years now, and it's really starting to come into play. At least I can sleep good tonight knowing I won some money. Who cares if my lady gave me the cold shoulder today? That's good fear.
You have to. That's one of the downfalls. So I always suggest if you bring more cash home than you left with, leave a little bit on the bedroom side table before she goes through your pants, because now she won't need to.
538 has Minnesota just behind the Raiders, Cardinals, and Browns. I think that's fair to clump those teams together. They're all
I think that was
average.
Pretty similar. They were in the same tier class, I would say, before the season started. I don't think much has changed.
The Colts, to me, are in a whole different tier than those 4 teams you just mentioned.
Yeah.
I think the Cardinals are probably the best in that group.
And then the Raiders, and then the Browns, probably.
Yeah.
I prefer the Browns over the Vikings slightly.
And we get a fumble from the Ravens.
Jones.
I got to see this play again. I actually missed it.
Because Beard, just so you know, you're going to pay for it one way or another, either it's emotionally or in favors. You're going to get it somehow. So you might as well leave a little treat up front, and it goes a long way. That's why you do it for anyways, not for you. Chris Jones is strutting out there. Holy!
He dropped some of that cash on her, and that cold shoulder will heat up really fast.
Yeah, you got to do it preemptively, though. That's the thing, Mickey. You just give them cash out of nowhere when they're mad at you. That never goes well. That never goes well. No.
So Chiefs have the opportunity to extend their lead from 17 going into the half.
Well, I'm telling you, they're gonna have to. We're gonna see a throwing Baltimore in the second half.
And the Chiefs still have all 3 timeouts, 37 seconds left. This is like an eternity for this offense to put up more points.
Looks like he's walking a tiny bit gingerly, Mahomes. He's not hurt per se, but maybe he's lost 5% of his step here. I like that Andy Reid face shield. That would be my way of going. If I have to wear one, that's what I'm doing. Mind you, I'm ignorant and I got the disease.
Mahomes in shotgun. There's motion in the backfield. Dumps this one off to Hill. Hill's going to stay in bounds, pick up a couple more yards. I'm guessing we're going to see the first timeouts from the Chiefs. Still 30 seconds left. They're going to have 2 timeouts. Looks like Chiefs D got tired of hearing how bad they've been playing. Yeah, I guess so. Tyreek Hill looks like he picked up a small injury. He's standing on the sidelines. Watkins to the 30. It looks like they're going to use another timeout. Fear said, yeah, the Ravens are going to have to let Jackson be Vic in the second half, go shotgun, let him run and throw like crazy. That's kind of the only chance they have now, Fear, especially if they put up more points. Untouchable Jay said, that's my Halloween costume this year. I'm not sure what you're referring to. Before the game, I was starting to get cold feet about my original bet, Chiefs -3 with good juice. Was considering taking a larger bet on Baltimore and or the under, LOL. I started worrying when every single talking head in the pregame picked the Ravens. That's always a very, very good indicator, Mickey.
Yes. Jackson, there's a book about decision making. I would highly suggest reading it. I probably read it once a year. I'd say I've read it 4 or 5 times, so maybe once every year and a half, 2 years. It's called Thinking Fast, Thinking Slow by Dr. Daniel Kahneman, and it's about decision making. And a lot of times your gut decision is a lot stronger of a decision maker than your what's called System 2, which is your labored, thought out, stew on it process. So more or less, the book reinforces that in most situations, I'll have to sleep on it produces a worse result than the one that you instantly think. Usually, it'll provide data on situations of when that's not true too. So I highly recommend that book.
The over-under opened at 52, and it closed at like 55, 54, depending on the book.
Yeah, he is laboring a little bit, Mahomes. I don't know if it's like a stiff knee or something.
I think he's fine. I think it's just wear and tear from playing. And
like
Untouchable Jay,
shown up, Jackson?
Untouchable Jay, if you do dress up as Andy Reid, you're gonna have to send us a picture because that's gonna be too funny. Oh, I know Kahneman. He's shown up in my economics classes a few times. Oh, that's cool.
Has
Jackson.
he like actually, or just in like in
discussion,
in theory, or what have you, or any of his written work or anything? If you physically met him, sorry, I have the lamest group of
that's a miss.
of celebrity gushes. Wow, another miss from Butker. Bad day. Like my celebrity list of people I would actually gush over would be like him and Herolibus Vulgaris and stuff like that. Those are my types of celebrities. This almost looked like it went right over. Yeah, in textbooks. Yeah. Sorry, I got like excited that I'm like, really? Really? You met him? Did you ask him questions?
You could still do a skinny Andy Reid.
Hey, man, he can throw a pillow in the jacket. Why not? Everyone likes shaving a mustache. Don't they do that in November or whatever?
Yep.
Oh, Mickey, I read something interesting that you might like. I know you casually play poker from time to time. You did a couple times. I read a book on poker tells, which I never really considered, but I've been playing a lot more, and it actually adds, I would say, like 5 to 10%. I'm not that good at it yet. I bought a bunch of amateur footage on the internet. I know that sounds horrible of people playing poker to kind of test the theories, and they're reasonably accurate, right? It's called it's something Poker Tells by Zachary Elwood, and it's very interesting. A lot of information in it is very good. So are the Ravens running a play here? Or?
It looks like it. Still 3 seconds on the clock. They have 2 timeouts, which won't really matter. But an incompletion, that's going to be the end of the half.
I have a question. What do you think that? Do you think that was a hook and ladder play that just failed?
Yeah.
Because he's got to be throwing that backwards, right, or lateral, right?
It looked like it. It looked like they had guys coming across on the other side to lateral too. There was I think it was the Chargers had a play like that where they would have walked in. Eckler would have walked into the end zone if the pitch was better. I think it was Keenan Allen and himself.
Was it yesterday?
Yeah. Like they could have won or tied that game. I forget how much they were down. What was the final score? 21-15.
I didn't catch enough of that game, so
I bought one about 10 years ago by a retired FBI interrogator.
yeah, I have that book as well. His name's Joe. Oh, I can't remember. I have one or two of them actually. Though that one, I wouldn't say it's that one's stronger for life, less strong for I would say poker.
Max, I think we're 6-9 for this week.
This game looks like it's probably going to be a 7-9 for us because we're up what 20.5 points.
Yeah, we're 6-9 with Kansas City plus 3.5. I'm gonna be back in a few minutes. I'm just gonna grab a snack for halftime.
I'd grab a snack, but I think I ate everything. Well, I'm sure, Michigan, that it's purely personal, and he's coming right after you. Hello, Dylan. This is so bizarre, with no fans in the stadium. They had like those cardboard cutouts, like in there, but yeah, I did. I permanently have them for a guy who doesn't smoke pot, Mickey. I've only done it like maybe 10 times, maybe 20, which is kind of the funny thing because where I live, where me and Big Rye live, Vancouver's supposed to be the pot mecca or whatever. But I never liked it because it always just made me go to sleep. And come on, do I really need help being more lethargic than I already am? So that being said, yeah, I just did one of those things. Hey, if that's what you like to do, no worries. So. Yes, they are, Max. Yeah, we decided to. I was a little rough yesterday, and we decided to do them tomorrow because we haven't been as competitive as I'd like to be. Yeah, Dylan, but don't forget, like, this is an iteration of one thing. I think most of the time this game is 3 points either way. If you were to go like right in the middle of the bell curve, this is probably slightly, maybe 2 deviations towards Kansas City, right? Being strong. Last time I smoked pot was 1994. I think mine was 2 years ago. I think that's my guess. Cigarettes I never got into either. My dad smoked, chain smoked it all the time. So I think it wore off on me. And then he quit too. So like 10 years ago. So why would I start? It doesn't make any sense. So smoking just seems like an unnecessary expensive habit. Although I know I play poker with some ex-alcoholic like AA guys, a couple of them, and I I I don't know what they would do if they didn't have cigarettes. They're I think they'd go insane. So for those guys, I think it makes sense, but that's about it. Yeah, Dylan, it's disappointing. The problem is when when you take a bet like the Jets, it's like you're gonna win ugly, you know what I mean? And when you lose, it's like it's bad, right? So I mean, the table was set for the Jets to have some sort of performance. I've lost money on them the last 2 years. I do have this theory where I never in real life I never really put a lot of money on the best teams or the worst teams or against the best teams. For instance, I like picking in the meat of the pack. There's some historical spread reasons for that. If you pick in the first few like standard deviations, right, like from the median teams when they play each other, and you take the dogs, you're going to have a lot of success. Of course, I can't do that in the contest. I got to pick one or another. I did actually like the Jets in that reason, but the Jets I'm inclined to slide them down into the lowest of tiers. I thought they were slightly better than they are, and I think I'm going to readjust. Dude, my uncle's always smoked around me, and the smell puts me off until this day. Yeah, me too. I got Greek uncles, man. Holy. Oh, we'd have to turn Christmas time. They'd have to unplug the smoke alarms. Not even joking.
I'll catch up on Chad here. Detroit, one time you said you hate Lamar. He's only bad when you need him to do good. Well, luckily for you still have a full second half, and there's a lot of incentive for him to put up a lot of points. So it should probably turn around for the second half. What's going on, Dylan Clark? How you doing? The real Dylan, as I call him. Fat guy got those munchies. Are the week 4 picks coming tomorrow? Yeah, they're going to be out tomorrow morning. This game is not as competitive as I thought it would be. I think we all hoped it would be a little more competitive than this, but there's still lots of time. The last time I smoked pot was in 1994. Nice humble brag, Mickey. Dylan Clark says, true, the Jets let me down, fat guy. I was looking forward to the money, single tier. Dude, my uncle's always smoked around me, and that smell puts me off until this day. I smoked the hell out of it in the 80s, though. I'm surprised I haven't had a cigarette yet. I moved to Ireland 2 years ago, and a surprisingly high amount of people do it here. Sam Darnold's ghosts are bad this season. I was thinking about that, John. Like, ever since he's done that, he hasn't been the same. In the house. Where's Todd Field? He's soaking up his tears at the gym.
What was I gonna say? Carol Baskin's Tigers. Thanks for joining us today. I just realized something. You know who had a serious comeback game? Steven Gostkowski. Think about how bad his primetime game was.
It was completely the opposite yesterday.
And then he hit 6. I mean, that's just, what does that tell you? That's just so, like, 1% of the time you're going to get a performance like he did on Monday night against who was it? Denver. And then you know what's funny about that too? In Denver, of all places, he's missing kicks. And then you're going to get like a top 5% performance.
Darnold does have more ghosts than the Overlook Hotel. The scariest ghost might be Adam Gase.
He's been given too long a leash.
Gase?
Yeah, I think he might get fired next week. I read a report, and I know you don't believe there's smoke, there's fire necessarily, but I'm inclined to buy into that right now. It just, I don't know.
Well, they come out and they've had 3 duds in 3 games.
But it's not even duds. Like, is there an attempt? You know what I mean? Like, this is bad.
What's Gase's record? I'm gonna pull it up here.
Oh, will you be surprised? Remember, he went 10-6 on
he went
first
10
year
and
as a
6.
Dolphins coach.
Yeah, and then he went 6-10, 7-9, 7-9, and now he's 0-3. So he's 30-37.
So slightly below average over a 67 game sample.
And with 19 games with the Jets, he's 7-12.
What's a Jets' second option at QB? Last year, I think it was Luke Falk. And then I think they picked up Will Greer.
I'm gonna
I'd have
check.
to look though. It's not amazing. Let's put it that way.
Joe Flacco, James Morgan was a
Oh,
fourth round pick, and they also have Mike White.
Joe Flacco. There you go.
Joe Flacco would be better to play if they wanted to try to win games right now than playing Sam Darnold.
I don't know, man. Remember the Joe Flacco games last time we saw him in Denver? Underwhelming would be a nice that'd be a nice word.
But I think he's better than Sam Darnold at this point. That's my thoughts. I'm very low on Darnold. I'm very low on Darnold. Gase eyeball game is on point though. That's true fear. I've definitely used Adam Gase's eyeball stuff for at least one thumbnail.
That'd be hard not to. He's Adam Gase is on the Mount Rushmore of bad hairlines, though. Am I right?
Gase maybe if Coke was a coach. Doesn't Dylan not being here make this better? It's definitely a more calmer stream. Damn,
It's less antagonistic.
Joe Flacco's not terrible. Probably better than Darnold, says Jackson.
You know, Dylan's the heel. He's a benevolent heel though. He likes who he likes. Takes time to win over his respect. You know what though? As much as we roast on him or whatever, and he's a fun little addition, he paid his bets. He paid his dues. You know, he got on camera, and he drank that gross milk with delicate hair in it. He shaved his eyebrows and then thought it was a good look. It's a lot of fun, at least. Mind you, Mickey did. Mickey sent pizza to a different state.
Flacco got the ring, so that's good for at least 2 touchdowns a game. Like Flacco's not going to blow the walls off. He's not going to do what Foles did for Chicago, but I think he's going to just be more respectable if they want to actually get wins. Kind of like Miami with Fitzpatrick last year.
He certainly does, Mickey. He'll trash me, but he will defend me right to the death. And he jumps on anyone that's critical, which isn't necessarily the best thing, but I have to give him credit, man. That guy is loyal. And we email him and stuff in between. Like during the week, that happens from time to time. And he's a good participant. It's just, you know, it diversifies the show a little bit in a positive way. Especially because he's so polarizing. Like, all of us are kind of like, maybe you go this way, maybe you go that way. I slightly disagree. I kind of disagree. He is black and white. That's the worst pick. That's the best pick.
I had no idea we had so many comments on this video.
Oh, I watched it a little bit, but some of it I just had to let go.
There's that small water bottle again for Mahomes. And the Chiefs get to start with the ball as well. It'll be interesting to see what adjustments the Ravens make on defense to start this half. I am fairly sure they're not happy with how that first half went for them.
And the Chiefs has so much speed, eh?
They sure do.
Just thinking, Sammy Watkins is the slowest guy on their team. And he's not a slow guy.
Maybe Robinson, if you're talking about receivers.
Yeah, Aldrick Robinson, perhaps.
I don't think it's Aldrick. I forget what his first name is.
That pass was unbelievable. That's rainbow Dylan Todd Field special pass. On a wheel route against One of the more athletic rookie linebackers, Patrick Queen. Oh, he got beat. He thought he was going to run it out. I like that, Jackson. I'm willing to sign up. Oh, yeah. Dylan Toddfield, he sent us a gym photo. We can put that on the back of every T-shirt after. It'll cost me an extra tenner, but I don't mind. Hill's getting up gingerly. I guess Mahomes wants a flag for unnecessary roughness outside of the white lines.
That's an excellent idea, Jackson.
Oh, it was a horse collar, huh? Is Queen tired or frustrated or both? I don't know about
I don't
that.
get why that's a horse collar tackle.
They've called that a couple times this season.
So you're not allowed to grab onto a guy's jersey on his back?
That's not true.
So 1st and 10 for the Chiefs on Baltimore's 38.
We got a flea flicker that went short to a wheel. Hilaire is a nice piece for this offense. I rarely advocate taking a running back in the first round, but he was a 32nd overall pick, and he fits this offense. He's a nice piece, nice addition to this team.
Well, it's the same thing as Baltimore taking Hollywood Brown. Is that it's okay to take receivers and running backs. It's just for most teams it doesn't make sense. Like if the New York Giants drafted him, it's not going to make a difference.
I'd just rather go for depth if it were me. Holy.
Fumble.
Oh, fumble.
The Ravens might catch their break here depending on who landed on this ball.
The Chiefs look dejected, so I'm assuming Ravens ball.
The Chiefs somehow... Oh, no. Now they mark it. I don't know what they did, why they did that. Bieniemy to the Falcons as a head coach?
Head coach?
I forget
Why
who
not?
Bieniemy is.
Eric
Isn't that
Bieniemy is running backs coach, OC for the Chiefs.
Yeah, he's not going right now, that's for sure. In the offseason,
he's
maybe.
interviewed, but I don't know if he'd want to leave such a cushy job. But I think it's kind of time. He might have outgrown his time in Kansas City. And you know what? If I'm a franchise, I want a coach from the Andy Reid tree. I mean, obviously the samples are smaller, but Belichick's tree has done very poorly out on their own because I feel like they're probably more.
Other than Flores, I think Flores has done an excellent job. I know he hasn't got the wins, but I think that's a team on the uprise. Whereas like Patricia's been bad. McDaniels was
Joe Judge technically now is 0-3. Whereas Andy Reid had Frank Reich, Doug Peterson. Who else is another one too?
Chicago.
Matt Nagy, yeah. He was up 91. That's so hard. John Stacy. I'd take a chimp with a headset at this point. You know what? John Stacy's got a point here. You get enough chimps at the whiteboard drawing plays, Shakespeare's going to come out. 91 point what? You had a 91 point
sucks.
lead? You understand how that? Does anyone understand how difficult that is? Deuce Staley? I don't know if I'd go Deuce Staley. Oh, is he under the tree? I maybe. For the Clyde Edwards-Helaire pick, you got to hit a low round pick like Snead. Yeah, he was 32nd, so I like that one. I kind of get. Even Josh Jacobs doesn't look so bad now as far as like I think he's a really good player, but it's where he's drafted, right? I'm about to throw up. Mickey's dog is is filling up the computer room. Let's say. Oh, I lost a bunch and then I put it back on, Dylan. I really gotta take this seriously because I am cruising for a loss.
Would you recommend a golden doodle, Mickey, if someone was gonna get one? I know my wife is really wanting one, and she keeps saying doodles. In fact, how's the weight loss going this year? I know you mentioned it back in January as Dylan Clark.
I responded.
I hate Green Bay. Their defense is depressing. They've played well. Wonderful dog. Okay, cool. Fear said Chiefs defense playing good tonight. Yeah, they sure are. I expect a lot more from Baltimore offensively in the second half, but we'll see. We'll see how it plays out. Spagnuolo has a branded Chiefs face mask.
Holy, Dylan is snaking in the backfield. You got a lot of praise today, Dylan. Glad to see ya.
Get a Great Dane. I've had a few friends with Great Danes. They're interesting to spend time with.
Big Rise family dog used to be a big French Bouvier. I used to dog sit for him. Strongest dog ever, I swear.
Yeah, I grew up with Bouviers. A complete disaster of a play. It looks like this has been called back.
It's all right, Dylan. You're not on the clock here, bud.
If you lose, you can't trust Lamar. It's Lamar Jackson's one of the best fantasy quarterbacks to have.
Yeah, he had to, Mickey. That was the delay. That was his halftime. He did.
I want to know what the odds are of getting that right was, Mickey. So 3rd and 6 for the Ravens. They come out in shotgun. Dobbins goes in motion.
Why did he come back?
I don't know, but he made an adjustment to get back across. But that was a poor lapse in judgment.
I think Hollywood Browns has my leg. That would be incestuous, son. That's okay. If I could pin a comment for this, that would be it. Wow. Oh,
Just off the mark.
man, that had some air on it.
That's always the problem with fantasy, though. Detroit one time is that you're never going to be right 100% of the time when it comes to starting and sitting players.
You need to fire on all cylinders.
You should show us the pic I sent you, but maybe Mickey will finally fall for me. That would be incestuous. Nice, Mickey. It's like watching Michael Vick with Jackson.
It's closer. I don't think he has as strong an arm as Vic, although that last pass was pretty impressive. Not that, even though it was off the mark.
2nd and 10.
How did he
Jackson.
beat 27? That I can't believe how fast Jackson
Was there?
run.
I thought I saw a flag get thrown, but they haven't posted any. Looks like
They said he stepped out of bounds.
Oh, they had a spy on him, but the spy and one of the receivers ran into each other. Hitchens was the spy on him.
How is Hitchens going to spy him? You need a safety to spy him. I mean, I guess it's worked so far, so what am I saying? But I don't know. Like, Anthony Hitchens keeping up with him, even with a few yard head start? I don't think so. We're going to do it tomorrow, Dylan. So we're going to give tomorrow Tuesdays a shot again. It'll be done tonight, but it'll be released tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow morning, 6 a.m. Pacific, 9 a.m. Eastern time. LJ seems like a really likable guy.
Draws the ire of his teammates, that's for sure. So
Off the top of my head,
win totals?
I don't know what the Bears over-under was.
No, I think it was 7.5. It was last year. It was 8.5, and I think they went 8-8.
I should have it recorded somewhere.
The bus getting a nice gain. This is the best drive of the night, I think, for the Ravens, regardless of what happens. Who's got it?
And another first down from Lamar Jackson.
Jackson able to stutter step to avoid a hit.
Yeah, you're one of the only people in the world that had a 91-point lead and still managed to fall behind. You still got Kelsey, though.
Yeah, they absolutely have Jackson. The first in the division. No, or Packers are 3-0 too, aren't they?
Chicago's odds, I have them at 8 wins. Was their over-under. And then our projections had them winning 7.3 games. So they're off to a very good start.
Dylan, that would be one expensive trip.
But to bet the under on the Bears at under 8, it was minus 146. So
yeah, so it's 7.5 if you extrapolate it.
Yeah.
Oh!
That's a few drops tonight from Andrews.
Andrews, one of the premier tight ends. Oh. How about Jackson Littlewood and Lamar Jackson? Dylan, I don't have a feeling, though, that our taste is going to be the same in venue. I think Dylan's more likely to make a trip to Chippendales, but to each their own. I have a Chippendale shirt I wear often. All right, now we got a fourth down coming up.
They've got a decision to make here.
Oh, it's not a decision. It's silly if it's anything but going for it. 17 for 24 last season. Very good. First in the NFL, it says.
19 for 26 over the last 2 seasons. So this is a offense that thrives on these fourth down plays. I'm expecting Lamar to keep the ball. They jumped though at 4th and 7 now. Do they still go for this, or do they get the field goal to make it a 2-score game?
Starting now it's questionable.
Lamar doesn't get a touchdown because Andrews sucks at catching. I don't think Andrews sucks at catching. He just didn't make that catch.
Dylan, I don't know if you checked the standings. Here comes a field goal. Mickey's fantasy team has performed very, very well. With a bold Rex Burkhead start, might I add. Very bold.
42-yard attempt from Justin Tucker. Koch did an excellent job reeling in that snap and getting the ball down. Fear said, Big Rise, so Jonnu Smith was a dud this week after week 2 showing out with Goddard out. Do you think it's smart to go with Ertz week 4? Yeah, definitely. They don't have many other options to throw to in Philly at the moment.
Ertz is to me just one of the most trusted guys. His points basement has continued to drop throughout the years, but I still think he's a what's his average? 7 points probably, which is good enough for a tight end.
For Ertz, yeah, Ertz is always going to be on the high end for projections for any tight ends. It's going to be even higher with Goddard out and their wide receiver situation.
Ramifications. Yeah, Mickey, 125 points is ridiculous. Like the average is like 85, so you're doing all right.
Too many Dylans.
Guy started Rex Burkhead. That's how you do it.
Even really good tight ends seem to have low basements. Well, Ertz is a guy that's going to eat up like 7 to 10 targets. Like just with how that team is set up right now. So it's a pretty safe play. You might start someone like Jonnu Smith who might get 1 target all game. And if he drops that target, you're going to put up a 0.
Hoopty.
Even Darren Waller had, I don't even know if Darren Waller had a catch yesterday. He probably ended up having decent numbers, but I know he didn't get the 13 catches he had the day before. He had 2 catches for 9 yards after 12 for 105 and a touchdown. So 4 targets compared to 16 the week before. Ertz, you're always going to be getting pretty... like his targets this year were 7, 7, 10. His targets are crazy over the last... Since 2015, he's had 100 or more targets every season.
It's pretty decent.
And in 2018, he had 116 catches and 8 touchdowns. It's quite the year.
Yikes, man. Dylan Todd Fields good. Mickey, I'd be careful. Maybe Dylan Todd Field, he might sacrifice you to impress Jody Foster if you don't watch out.
First and 10 for the Chiefs.
Oh, you missed out on the 3 TD Higbee game? Oh, the game of the year for him. Ouch. No, they're family, Jay. Come on now. Keep it kosher. Yikes, Dylan.
I'm going to catch up on chat later. I'm watching this game.
Why isn't anyone on Clyde Edwards-Helaire? Look at the right side. It's under man. He brought someone over, but...
They just ran over that rookie linebacker.
This O-line's kind of thrown together, but it doesn't matter. I don't know what they're doing. Like how are the good teams so different at prepping their O-lines than the bad ones? Well, adopted, Jay. I heard something about a Purvis from New York. You have to go to New Jersey to bet. So I always suspect that's what he's doing. I heard there's a platform on the like a train platform that literally has gamblers just standing on it because it's like a few a few hundred meters inside of the New Jersey New York border, and there's a train platform with guys on their phones literally gambling, like just standing there on Sundays. That'd be really interesting to see.
Apurva's around. He just doesn't stop by for every stream. I'm not sure how Ebron's played fantasy wise. I'd have to check his stats. But Ebron's always going to be like a solid start. Tight
Well,
end.
he's a touchdown or bust kind of guy.
Third and 1. They run this ball. It looks
I
like
think
they're
it's a stop.
it looks like they're just short. I got a feeling the Chiefs will go for this.
Oh, Parlay Pats was doing it there too. What did he go to prison for? I read a story on him, but I haven't heard much since reading that story.
And
He
they
must be like some
stopped
sort of
him
financial
short.
crime.
Baltimore's going to get this ball back at midfield.
Wow.
Untouchable
This
Jay
is a
said he lost his Mahomes prop. They it's interesting that they attack the strength of this Baltimore defense right up the middle.
It's not a far place though, like or far distance. I mean, even though it's their strength, it's still not. They're still favored to get it. I'll be back in just one moment. Yeah, I just looked, Mickey. He was threatening the athletes for losing them game, like losing some of his bets, which is hilarious to me. Like he was never really a true gambler, I don't think, in the smart sense, let's say.
Who parlay Pats?
Yeah. He was just some crazy guy that was on the good side of Run Good, made a ton of money, and then thought that he was entitled to it.
I hope no one put waivers in today. I got 4 new guys coming in. Oh, damn. It's going to be overnight. Or I guess not overnight. That's tomorrow night or the next day. Second and 2 for the Ravens. Ingram picks up the first down. Play action. Jackson picks up a few yards with his legs. A big gain from Gus Edwards. That's some north-south running. Oh, I wouldn't say that Jackson is not ready for prime time. The Ravens are built to win a certain way, and Jackson gives them a huge advantage to win, keeping the ball on the ground and then getting those play-action passes to open receivers. But, like, if you're just going to ask Jackson to drop back and throw 60 balls, like, he's not going to beat Mahomes. This might be a game if Ravens get a touchdown. 100% fear. It's going to be a one-score game in the fourth quarter. The live line had the Chiefs minus 7.5, but after this touchdown, or after this potential touchdown, we'll see what the line lies at. That turnover on downs for the Chiefs was pretty big. Yeah, live line's now 6.5 for the Chiefs. I typed that just to jinx myself for a Baltimore cover. I think the real secret so far is just how accurate Jackson has been on his passes, and it helps with how their offense is structured. He gets receivers just are more open for him because of the play action and how dangerous they are on the ground. But that's always going to be what Jackson struggles with compared to some of the other quarterbacks in the league. It's just his throwing accuracy. So if he's accurate with the ball, like he's one of the hardest players to cover. As long as he stays healthy enough to run with the ball, then he's always going to be one of the most dangerous quarterbacks in the league. Dylan with a potential Thomas comeback this week. Is Breeze going to get 5 touchdowns? Let's see who they are playing. Saints play at the Lions, so it's an indoor game. But the Lions, I don't know. Don't know. AFC future for the next 5 years. It's going to be these two teams. Maybe 2 or 3 Kamara and Murray will rack up some. Interesting, Dylan. So 2nd and goal for the Ravens. Willie Snead in motion. No action from the Chiefs. It looks like they're in zone.
Is that? Wow! And Nick Boyle of all people.
Nick Boyle with the catch. Fear
And
said
they got
this
a
is a
strobe.
game now. We've got an 8-point game with an extra point up to come.
I hope you don't have narcolepsy with that strobe. Holy.
Untouchable Jay, luckily it wasn't Andrews. It was Nick Boyle. And Lamar Jackson fit that into a non-existent window. Just a tremendous catch by Nick Boyle.
That was great. That was a great play.
Tucker for the extra point is good. The thing with Tucker is just every kick is so convincing. Tucker's been good on 91% of his field goals for his career. And he's been good on 99% of his extra points. Tucker's been in Baltimore since 2012. Was Tucker drafted?
I think he's a 6th or a 7th round pick. Don't quote me on that necessarily. Got to look.
I'm just looking. It doesn't show him drafted, so I don't know if he was drafted.
Who was the 2nd round pick the Bucks took at kicker?
Was that Robert
Aguilar?
Aguayo? I think it was Aguayo.
Yeah, Roberto Aguayo. There you go.
He was not drafted, so he was an undrafted free agent in 2012. Well, looks like there's some motivation on the Kansas City Chiefs sideline.
Is most certainly passionate, let's say. Wow, he looked like he bent weird backwards. He's a sturdy guy, I think, man. We have a little limited sample of seeing him, but I don't know. I like toughness. I like grit, things like that.
Dylan's quiet. He's probably working on a trade.
Well, good. Good. Being active is always good. Wow, this game is become interesting. I was like I said, I thought that we were going to see the Ravens in near panic mode, and it's been anything but that.
I just looked up Aguayo's stats and to see if he's still playing, and he hasn't played since 20. He played in 2016, and that was it. He never
Yeah.
got another chance. Really nice play design again from the Chiefs to pick up the first down. Excellent pursuit by number 53 on the Ravens. Yeah, Edwards-Hilaire seems pretty solid. Untouchables. Jay says the Ravens need a stop.
Yeah, that would be it's it's going to be tough to win without making a stop here. Tougher. Yikes, man. How do you throw from that angle?
The Ravens got some late hits too on Mahomes there, so he makes the play under pressure.
That like how do you throw with that? He doesn't have full range of motion. It's a weird angle. I don't even understand how arm power works because it's not like you notice like he's probably not the strongest guy, you know what I mean? He's not putting the most on the bench, but he's just able to. Is it wrist power? Is that where a lot of this comes from?
It's just the talent that he has in his arm. His dad being a baseball pitcher and just probably throwing stuff from a kid till now. It's just developed over time.
Yeah.
There's reports that Michael Thomas is eyeing a week 4 return. So you guys can do with that what you want, but there's nothing certain until 90 minutes before the game when you see if he's either active or not active. Mahomes just has a cannon. His rotator cuff is top tier.
It's got to be like, or like your tendons or something, because it's just. And the other thing too, it's probably in part with kind of like a golf swing, like it's just a clean motion. Mind you, the golf landscape might have been changed since Bryson DeChambeau really bulked up and just, I don't know. If anyone saw that golfing performance, it's unbelievable.
Say Bryson DeChambeau.
Yeah, he's a golfer with incredibly long drives. Oh, that was a nice pass rush, but
Mahomes
no
gets to
one's there.
take off here. 3rd and 10. He picks up the first down.
Man, playing Mahomes and Russell Wilson, you must just get so frustrated.
They bring Judon up the middle. He falls down, and that's what allows Mahomes to pick up that first down.
Who's 54? Queen?
I
Queen
think
could have left his zone
Queen's-
earlier.
I think Queen's 48.
Yeah, Mickey, I'd never seen anything like it. And I was watching, like, I'm not a big golf guy, but I watched some of his drives and stuff. It's just, man, and even his choices off the fairway too.
Yep. And Russell Wilson is cute as hell. So that would frustrate a lot of teams too. Frustrates Dylan, I know that. Big first down on the ground by Clyde Edwards-Helaire.
Reed must have a defogger or something in there because it's not fogging up much.
Well, he's got like holes and stuff at the top.
There you go.
There's stuff. It's kind of like counterintuitive to even be wearing it.
Yeah, yeah.
But
I feel that way about almost all the masks that are out there.
well, it's
No.
either uncomfortable and you wear it properly, or you have holes and you're still going to be susceptible to whatever you can get. Mahomes 1st and 10. Edwards-Helaire picks up about 4. This has been a really good drive for the Chiefs. They're taking care of business, controlling the clock, letting their defense rest up a bit after a couple of quick drives.
This is how you keep a fresh defense. Look at this drive. It's 5.5 minutes.
No one's cuter than Chase Daniels. He went to a single plane swing and bulked up 40 pounds. Now just swings as hard as he can.
Yeah, and it was unreal. Because I want to think of how people are going to approach the game now after seeing that.
When was the U.S. Open?
10 days ago, 2 weeks ago. I'm terrible with time.
Did he really win by 6 strokes?
Yeah. He was there was like he was out he was like out driving all of the sand traps and stuff. And so it's like not even an issue of where the placement is because you know what I mean? Like he's just gonna outdraw all the hazards. Or outdrive them rather. And the guy looks jacked. It's just I just thought it was different because when you think about guys, even power guys, you're not usually like big muscle guys, but maybe that's the new thing. Like you're gonna get like I don't know, bodybuilder like physique quarterbacks. That's where my brain was going.
Oh, Bryson DeChambeau was 9-4 to win.
I could put a picture up here. 6 years ago. I was only 190, and I was pretty handsome. Oh, so I didn't know it was a type of swing. But I mean, clearly it must be pretty scientific though. They probably do that in the NFL, like that Tom House guy, because I know that like even recreational golfers around where we live, there's like a hit track. See, there's like a they record your swing and they show you where inefficiencies are. I can't imagine that that's not prevalent with most quarterbacking institutions and stuff like that. Quarterbacking institutions. There's got to be places that do it to that fine of a degree. Charlie, clipboard Jesus.
2nd and 7 for the Chiefs on Baltimore's 13-yard line. Mahomes scrambles to his left. Drops it off to Sammy Watkins, who is about a yard and a half short of the end zone, but it's going to be 1st and goal for the Chiefs. 8:50 left on the clock. I got a feeling they might try to run the ball just to continue to take time off the clock.
It would be best. It's almost better that he didn't get any, you know what I mean?
Oh, it's definitely better. "12 plays, 73 yards. They've taken 6:30 off the clock. I would expect a run up the middle for... Oh, they don't. They do a play action.
Wiley?
Eric Fisher.
Eric Fisher.
Gets the touchdown.
Former 1st overall pick, Eric Fisher, who I guess checked in as a tight end.
I wonder who has Eric Fisher in fantasy this week.
I don't know who wrote that, but that's...
Do or die right here, Jackson. But this goes back to play calls. This isn't a play you'd see every day, and they're pulling out all the stops because they don't want to lose this game.
And 54, the over for some is about to hit pending this pat.
Yeah. Hell yeah, Eric Fisher saving my fantasy team. Oh, just sneaks in inside. So there's a push at 54 at the moment. It's looking like the over's going to hit, though, for most people.
That was a pretty athletic catch from Eric Fisher, I would say.
Yeah. Left tackle Eric Fisher made that catch, Dylan Clark. As Fat Guy said, former 1st overall pick.
That was a draft I was heavily wrong about. Who went number 2? I think it was Deion Jordan. The Dolphins traded up for him out of Oregon. That did not work out. And then 3 would have been
the 2013 draft.
Barkevius Mingo. Let's see how far I can take this.
Eric Fisher. It was another tackle taken at number 2.
Lane Johnson?
Nope. Lane Johnson was the 4th pick.
Luke Jokel
was the 2nd pick.
Yeah.
Deion Jordan was picked 3rd. Ezekiel Ansah 5th. Barkevius Mingo at 6.
6, okay.
Jonathan Cooper, guard, at 7. Tavon Austin at 8. D. Milner at 9. Chance Warmack at 10.
This is a bad draft.
DJ Fluker, DJ Hayden, nice. Sheldon Richardson, Star Lutulele, Kenny Vaccaro, EJ Manuel.
That's a bad draft.
Jarvis Jones, Eric Reed was picked at 18. Justin Pugh, Kyle Long, Tyle Eifert, Desmond Trufant, Sharif Floyd, Bjorn Werner, Xavier Rhodes, Dayton Jones, DeAndre Hopkins was 27th. Sylvester Williams, Cordarrelle Patterson, Alec Ogletree, Travis Frederick went 31. Ertz 35, Darius Slay 36, Kawan Short 44, Jamie Collins 52, Travis Kelce 63, Tyrone Matthew at 69, Teron Armstead went at 75, Keenan Allen 76, Jordan Reed 85, Brandon Williams was a 3rd round pick 94.
Wow, Brandon Williams might have been the best one. Teron Armstead's up there.
David Bakhtiari was in the 4th round. Probably the best value was David Bakhtiari.
Yeah, he
Uh,
took a while to get good though. Yeah, Hopkins was like 27, I think.
Latavius Murray was a 6th round pick. AJ Bowie was undrafted. Jason Myers, Adam Thielen, Jack Doyle, CJ Anderson,
What?
all Pro Bowlers who went undrafted.
You can make a team with the undrafted guys.
Yep, Tressway, Brendan Trawick. There's a
Yeah,
few
I'm gonna
other
check
good
him out, Mickey.
undrafted players as well.
I'll give it a look. I don't golf. I'm not like a golf guy. My dad is though. My dad used to be below a scratch when he was younger, a lot younger. Now he's in his 70s. He can only hit the ball like 220, but he's still. I think he's an 8 right now, which is pretty good. Probably not Jackson. Hopkins is one of the ones that will elevate it a little bit, but I mean, if you get us like that's why I mentioned Teron Armstead and he said Bakhtiari. Like you're gonna get more bang for your buck in terms of that. Think of even the snaps started, like meaningful snaps, like where receivers aren't targeted. They're adding something, whereas a lineman is in the shit as they would say in Vietnam all the time. Ingram blanket covered. No more scores for Mickey. Well, at least the Ravens are in touchdown or bust territory, and if they turn the ball over and you get a long drive, you might not need it from the Chiefs, but we shall see. You calling this PI? Hit on a defensive receiver?
So I guess they're calling it a late hit on Ingram.
That's bad. That's bad. He was trying to make a catch on the second effort, and he got dinged in the shoulder. That's come on, man. Playing defense is so difficult in this league. Man, this guy is slippery.
Most quarterbacks in the league would have got a sack there. Instead, it's a first down for Baltimore. Jackson just behind on that throw, but Marquise Brown had a step on the corner on the outside. Side note, 2013 was a horrible year for drafts in general. The NBA draft was garbage that year outside of Giannis.
All right, sir. I gotta butt in here with the. Everyone calls him Giannis. He's Greek. It's Yanni. I guess Yanni. You don't want to be. you don't want to be lumped in with a guy with a bad mustache.
That was
Or
the year
great
that
mustache.
Canadian Anthony Bennett went first overall.
Yes.
A UNLV product.
You know what I like about Lamar Jackson? I think there's a holding call going to come back
It
here.
might be hands to the face on the Chiefs. There was one of the Baltimore linemen lost his helmet.
I'll make you a bet that they don't win the Super Bowl, Dylan. Good call, Big Rye. I didn't see the helmet pop off, though. You know what I like about Jackson? He's what I thought Terrell Pryor could be. Because I really liked Terrell Pryor. That looked like a head to the face. Victor Oladipo. Yeah.
Yeah, I think Oladipo went second. I was just looking over. The NHL had a strong draft in 2013.
We're not qualified to say anything about MLB, I don't think. Nice
No.
catch here. Nice catch. Hollywood Brown. Yeah, bet of the century. I love that. Yeah, we'll have to. Yeah.
Catch over the middle from Mark Andrews. Yeah, it's almost time for a bet of the century. This is going
It's
to
got to be a
be
sack.
a sack for the Chiefs. Clock is running. It's going to be 3rd and long for the Ravens. And this is 4 down territory, needing 2 scores with, I believe, 6 minutes to go.
Dylan, I have a question for you. The Chiefs are playing in New Orleans. What is the spread?
Mickey said don't send that little Tucker in. It really doesn't help them at all to send Tucker in, but they've put themselves in a really bad place here at 4th and long. Nels Gaming
Oh, he
saying
could have stepped
Chiefs
up in the pocket.
-3.5. Chiefs -1.5. Oh, you guys are talking about the lines for
Yeah. I want to
Chiefs
see what
in New
Dylan
Orleans.
says. I'm in the territory with Nels Gaming. That's what I had it in my head. Chiefs -3.5, maybe even 4. Michigan being pessimistic here. Detroit one time. Jackson thinks pick 'em. I think it's more than that now. Because I don't think the market would reflect a pick 'em. They'd go crazy on the Chiefs, and then all of us would have our money on the Saints. There might get a middle. Big Ryu of under 54, 54.5.
I took it at 54. So the best I can hope for is a push.
Yeah, of course it's a long time, but that's I don't even know if they play each other on the schedule. I just want to know. I want to know
If
in
they
your head
played-
what the spread is.
If they played tonight, what would the spread be, Dylan?
Yeah.
Do you think the Canadian girl that won that big tennis tournament looks like Daniel Jones?
Andrescu?
Yeah.
No. She's different looking, that's for sure. You know, everyone are tired of tall, skinny, beautiful Russian women. No one likes that. Chiefs -3. Okay, Dylan. Is that what your spread is? All right. At least he's not out. Dylan is getting sharper by the minute.
Dylan, what would be the spread if they played in Kansas City?
4.5 Chiefs, 5.5. 5.5. Maybe I went overzealous the first time. I'm trying not to have bias because the Chiefs have a great performance today, and the Saints didn't look nearly as strong last night.
Now he's coming back saying that the Saints should be 3.5.
The Saints are 3.5 points better. Dylan, come on. Oh yeah, Eugenie Bouchard, absolutely, Mickey, Canadian legend. Now it's Dylan, you're all over the place, man. He's thrown for less than 100 yards.
Where is the Super Bowl this year? It's in Tampa. Fucking Tampa.
Look at Tampa. Is that our dynamic, Big Rye? You're Stevie Schanowski and I'm Kenny Powers. Is that what we're doing?
Yeah, pretty much.
I can't operate a motor vehicle if I drink spirits.
I'm pretty close to dressing up as a geisha if our record keeps going this way.
Yeah, I know. I'm gonna be selling you to the Korean Kia Motor Company. Oh, you're moving to Tampa? Right on. Florida seems like a fun place, wild and fun.
Corey Andy's hoping that this Chiefs performance can up the spread to 7.5, maybe 9. Yes, give Thomas back and Davenport and Saints too good. Dylan, take your Ritalin. Hope all is well, guys. Just got out of work. Had to see the two wise men.
We appreciate it, trust me.
Chiefs Saints do play this year, by the way. I forget when. Really, the Saints will win for sure. They need to get it together. Mickey for sure has Chiefs.
Well, that'll be the bet of the century then. I don't think Mickey minds signing up for having to bet on the Chiefs.
First down from the Chiefs here. There's 4:30 left. Baltimore only has one timeout to stop the clock.
Well, there's the game. We have a bet of the century set up.
All right, if I take a look at the Chiefs' schedule, they play the Saints on December 20th.
That's like
They
week
play
15.
in
No,
New
16.
Orleans. It's week 15.
Depends on the line. Yeah. I know, Mickey, but I had to slip that in there.
I've got a plan for the non sequitur to start the video, and it's going to be tied in with the one and only DTF.
Well, fantastic. Yeah, add the X-Files. Don't forget. No line. I don't want your stupid points.
Even
all right,
better.
This is set. So this will be a thing on the show, week 15 picks. Dylan, just so you know, you're going to have to figure out a wager with Mickey, obviously. This will be Better the Pet Century Part 3. I don't know, Nels. We didn't actually take that, but I mean, gun to my head, it wouldn't have been close.
The spreads, they actually will market for spread bets actually evened out closer to game time. So I think they just set this line at 3.5 to get people on both sides.
Jackson, pride is a very expensive virtue. Pride.
The 1 and 2 Saints are the best, Dylan. That's true.
The Saints, Dylan has the Saints straight up against the Chiefs. I'm kind of speaking for Mickey. He hasn't chimed in yet, but I don't imagine he'll turn that down.
Yeah, that's true, Nels. It's what the fact always says. Take whatever's going to give you the least regret.
And not only that, taking points with Mahomes is you're not going to get to do that very often. The few times Brady has ever been offered points, I've almost always taken it, and I can't remember it not working out.
Oh, Mickey called him.
Oh!
Make sure you get good juice if you're taking the Saints straight up, Dylan.
Oh, I'm loving it. Yeah, you guys hammer out the terms. We need another segment for the show. I know it's weeks away, months even, but there's just come on now. It's a staple, guys. You know it's a staple.
Dylan always gets good juice. 3rd and 4 for the Chiefs. And tough running from Williams gives them the first down. The clock keeps running. The Chiefs are 1 first down away from icing this game.
And then Mickey gets his under. The other gentleman that we were speaking with earlier will get his over, and then it'll hit the middle. Big Rye will push. We're okay with that. Big Rye, of course, selling his half point for more juice. And oops. I mean, it's not like I'm speaking in hindsight or anything. I'm being practical.
The Chiefs' play calling tonight is next level. They definitely pulled out all the stops to get those key plays.
Mickey, you want him to get a first down, not even run.
I don't know how you can be a GM or owner of some of these teams that struggle, and you watch the Chiefs play and think that you like what you have in your coach and your play calling. I just don't know how that's even possible.
Yeah. Or even watching the like the Patriots come out. I have been a total fanboy for them, but they're just I don't know because I really think their team roster almost sucks, and I like them as a sneaky Super Bowl contender.
Hate the Pats, love the organization. That's a very good way of putting it, Nels. It's hard not to have respect for the Patriots for what they've done over the last 20 years. And it starts at the top.
That is the best way I've heard the Patriots spoken of, and I'm sorry, Nels. If you could give me some sort of initial, I'm gonna. Oh, see you, Jackson. Have a good one.
Have a good night, Jackson. Appreciate you staying up late with us.
Nels, I'm gonna steal that from now on. It's way too good. That's exactly how I feel. I've just never said it so succinctly. But thank you guys for enjoying my long-windedness. Not that that's a word.
It's hard not to have guys buy into having probably like the best season of their career if you're joining the Pats, especially on like a 1 year. And they did it the right way too. It's not like Newton showed up and they said, "Oh, you're the starter." They essentially made him work for it, even though he's 10 times better than any other quarterback they had. Which conference is stronger? I'd have to look.
There's two ways of looking at that. Like which conference is more likely to win the Super Bowl, or which conference is going to get more complete wins, like total wins, more likely. You know what I mean?
That's have a good night, Untouchable Jay. 2nd and 8 for the Chiefs. They run this ball. They pick up 2, maybe 3. It's going to be about 3rd and 5.
I'm going to say AFC across the board, though. Which I always felt it's usually been the other way around. And every division has almost 2 strong teams. So I'm going to say AFC. NFC is being dragged down by the East. I'm assuming the Cowboys are going to be the best team in that division and win.
The East is bad. The North isn't great. Like, other than the Packers, I guess the Bears.
Coincidentally, the best division in football is NFC West.
The Chiefs are going to get stopped here, and if there's a good chance they might kick this field goal. Even in the South, really, it's Saints and Bucks. The NFC West is strong, though.
It's strong. And NFC West is the strongest division in football.
AFC has the Chiefs, the Titans, the Colts, Steelers, Ravens, Pats, Bills. So I'd say AFC is stronger, and I also think AFC should be favored in the Super Bowl.
There's another head coaching candidate right behind Mahomes, Dave Tube, the special teams coordinator.
Fourth and 1, it looks like Mahomes is staying on the field. 28 seconds left.
Yeah, NFC East puke, exactly. Yeah, I mean, we don't know. We're more optimistic with the Bears, Nels, now that they're going to start with Nick Foles. Is that an interception?
It's
that
not.
Would have been
Peters
hilarious.
was out of bounds.
That would have been
Ravens
hilarious.
are going to get the ball on the turnover on downs. And there's a chance Lamar Jackson could put up a big play here that would have implications for a few of us.
Yes.
23 seconds left, no timeouts, down 14. And they come out and kneel.
Wow.
Which is, it's honestly the right decision. They're not going to win this game, so what's the point in overextending your players for a couple of plays? Well, there's a push on 54. People that got the over early at 52, nice win. People who got the under 55 late, nice win. We're not going to be live Thursday night. We're usually live Sunday night, Monday night, Nels, and Thursday nights it's going to be sporadic if we do go live on Thursdays.
Yeah.
This game shows the league how to beat the Ravens, but nothing about how to beat the Chiefs. Well, I think a lot of teams would have an easier time with the Ravens if they had Mahomes, but I know what you mean. I think the Chiefs' defense played excellent tonight.
Yeah.
I think they played very, very well. They made it look a lot easier than it should have been.
I think if you're going to talk about who showed how to beat the Ravens, the Titans did in the playoffs. Titans played unbelievably well. Wow, Lightning win.
Oh, they won the cup?
Yep.
What was the score?
2-0. It's been very high scoring, which I actually thought it was going to be the opposite because of the no preseason shortened everything. The Academy Rams being a good football team, yeah, that's 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 even more indicative. I thought though with the bubble and stuff, or not the bubble, with the virus and the lack of preseason stuff, that they would have had a lot tough time on offense because there's so many procedural things. I thought they'd be in defense. I always felt it was more, I don't know, more straightforward in that sense, right? And then, but I've been wrong, and I'll be wrong again. Awesome. See you on Sunday, Nels. We better end this stream short though, so we can get the video on the go.
We can take some time because I can work on stuff while we're still live. If
Oh,
anyone wants to stay,
you're gonna do that.
yeah, if anyone wants to stay and join us while this goes on, I'm gonna be working on some stuff. Unless you need some time to get ready for the video.
No, I'm good. I want to look at one thing, but
Okay.
that's it. One thing I'm not sure about.
I was just gonna update the leaderboards to see where people stand.
They've scaled back on holding calls. Yes, they have, and no fans. No fans. I mean, it's starting to, I don't know. Fans are starting. It's maybe it's just an overreaction. It's a small sample, but I mean, maybe that is it. Maybe that does make, maybe a touchdown or 7 points combined a game. You know what I mean? It's just results have been interesting to say the least.
So we do have a clear winner this week. At 12-4, the New York Jets will win the Super Bowl.
I like that guy. We have to spin the wheel though, too, eh?
We have to spin the wheel for week 2.
What's going on the picks page this week? I don't know. Is there an issue?
This is what I got so far. We haven't set it up yet for this week. So 58% of people took the Chiefs +3 in our contest. Dylan, I agree though that the AFC is stronger than the NFC. What's going on the picks page this week? Ravens, Chiefs, Colts, Steelers. No, last year he did it live with us 1 week. Oh, what's going on the thumbnail? Is that what you're talking about for the picks video? I've just been doing logos recently. I've been pretty lazy with it.
Maybe we could find some coaching and aptitude photos. That might be a good one. Maybe a wall of Dylan's. 16-0 is pretty tough. Well, lucky for you, it's only week 3. Oh, I gotta pick name of the week right now. I like that one.
So we finished this week 7-9. Big improvement over the last first two.
Dylan, I'm going to put one of your comment section rivals in here. Has anyone ever had a perfect week in the contest for a regular season week?
No,
I think once.
no,
I
no
think
one's
in
no one's ever gone perfect. I think
no,
we've
there you
had
go. There's
14-2, maybe 15-1, but I don't think anyone's gone 16-0.
Did we have a since we've been doing this? Have we had a 14-2 big ride or a 15-1?
I think we've had a 14-2. I don't think we've done anything better than that.
Yeah. I like that one.
Yeah, Mickey, you were 10-6 this week. And are you fat guy has COVID cooties? Is that your name for the year? And Zivona went 11-5, tied for
Oh, this
second.
I have a favorite now for name of the week. What about with bye weeks? That's interesting. I still don't remember one. I mean, I said that I thought there was 160-0, but I don't remember a 14-0 or anything. Well, Dylan, you got to remember there's an ecology to this show. If you win everything, you're already the celebrity of the show, Dylan. You can't win everything. You know, I can't pick Mickey's name every time. Oh, someone said something about my mom and the name. Ooh. That's not good. It's a nice lady.
Yeah.
Come on now.
Fat guy's mom's hot. Why not?
Oh no. That wouldn't go over well in real life, but
How is week 4 looking? We haven't looked too closely at the games yet, so not too sure. We're going to be... Fat Guy and I are starting the process of making the videos, so we're going to be ending the stream shortly, but we can work on this while you guys are still with us.
why do I always remember I can never remember redo and it's control Y.
Is this the week where buys start?
I think so. No, no, you don't, Dylan. You have to drop. You don't even have to start a defense if you don't want to, Dylan. But it's kind of against the spirit of things.
Buys
You know what I
start
mean? Like,
next week, week 5.
so you can drop another player in place of a defense and then start that defense. Like, you can have 4 defenses if you like. Oh, your name is just Dylan? Oh. There's too many in there, Dylan. It's hard to notice. Half the names are about you too. That's the other thing. Actually, two of the 6 names I like are about you. Watch. Ba-ba-da. Action Network. Yeah, could take your player, Dylan. That's the thing. You have in economics they talk about this. You have unlimited wants but limited resources. Fantasy is no different.
Somehow the Texans are 4-point favorites against the Vikings.
Dylan, also too, there's you don't have to start the Saints every week. You know what I mean? Like sometimes it's tough. What's the overall contest record after this week? Big Ry will be able to tell you that momentarily. My pick of the week is going to be unpopular. I can already tell you.
There's been 4,725 picks, 2,466 wins, 2,259 losses, 52.2%.
That's fantastic. I keep getting songs stuck in my head now. I feel like that's a good sign I'm getting older.
Why do you say that?
All right, I'll see you, Dylan. I don't know. And just your everything slows down a little bit. Yeah, that's unbelievable.
I forget who said it earlier, but there is excellent value on the Chargers so far. There has been a big line movement for Tampa Bay, though. That's the only thing that I hesitate with. I see another line that I really like for the Redskins.
I think I already bet the Chargers. I can't really blame you. Let's be honest here. It's almost ahead of the juice. Yeah, exactly. You know what? That's minus 110 juice, Vono. A lot of the online juice lately has been like 106, which means they would be winning. So I'm hoping the wisdom of crowds effect is actually going to happen. Like this is what I always dreamed could happen, right? Because I wanted something to be elevated more than I don't know. Something I want to be more confident in. Like I don't just want my input. I want everyone's to kind of form an expert opinion. I like that idea. Oh, Big Rye, I thought you were gonna put a different one down here.
I haven't put anything down.
Oh, okay.
Unless you're talking about line.
No. It's the right one. Sell R3.
Oh, it's because there's nothing.
Yeah, I see that now.
Like if you want to change it like that, then
No, that's what I was gonna do. I
I
know I
left
like the one that's in there.
I left it blank for you,
Yeah,
so
I
you
know.
can.
Blah, 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 blah. This one might be a little bit different than this one. Dylan's not going to like this, I'll tell you that much. And ooh. Hard not to like the Chargers this week, eh, guys?
Yeah, it's the same way I felt when I saw the line and how it is.
This line is fresh as a daisy. The Washington one, I don't want to take it at that. Oh.
Well, I like that too. That's the two games that stood out to me.
I know. I want one more point though. You know,
Yeah.
like obviously you're gonna have to wait. This is a really good one too. This week might. I'm feeling a comeback week here, guys. I got to be real. That I like this one too. Q10.
Yeah, I like that one too. Yeah, Mickey's got two of the games we just talked about, and the only one he didn't take was the one was Washington, because you still want a different price.
Yeah. I want Washington plus 14.5 because there's no sense in doing it now. I think at least. Because what if it goes down to 12.5 or?
Well,
It's
the
not
best odds you can get is 13 right now, but it's not. It's the line isn't even up at most places, so
Yeah.
it's definitely not a mature line. So that line could still move a lot, depending
Same
on.
with Dolphins. Dolphins, can they get 7? You know.
Yeah, waiting on Washington as well.
I'd like the Giants if I could get 14.5. Pats could be good. One more half point, I'll be plunking some dollars down. Same with Vegas. Could I get a half point, please? I gotta look at Garoppolo, what his chances are of coming back.
I would just assume he's not playing.
Yeah, I know, but if there's a chance he's coming back, it adds like an extra dynamic. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
They say he's gonna practice on Wednesday, but that doesn't mean anything. Nick Mullins had a nice game.
Nick Mullins is serviceable for that team.
Yeah, because you don't need to be great. You know what I
I
mean, to be a
uh,
49ers.
I like what Mickey said. The Giants and Jets should have an ultimate surrender match.
It's so funny. It's so funny. God, think about this. New York has got it's what one of the biggest football markets, and they look what they got.
I think these last two are pretty straightforward.
I'm stuck on the Niners, man.
You got to take Philly. No one's going to be betting Philly.
I know. I just don't like the line, and it's going to move against. You know what I mean?
Well,
Like I hate doing this in the contest
here you go.
where the line moves. Yeah. Okay. I mean, we're allowed to do that, are we not? It's just different juice, really. Yeah. Okay. 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 That's about right.
Actually, I think we should move this to this, just because even at Pinnacle, no, you're right. No, you're right. I think we should leave it at this.
Yeah. It's just I don't. You know what? I can air my grievances
Yeah.
during the video. I don't have to argue with you about it here. You know.
Well, sharps are
I
all
put-
over San Fran to start, so
I know that's why I like Philly if I can get 7 or 7.5. I don't really like them at that price. I hate laying points though. God, I hate these games. You know what, man? That's it.
did you change something? Sorry,
Yep.
I didn't see. What did you change?
SF.
Oh, okay. Sounds like a plan.
That we. It does come after the feats of strength. Uh, John Stacy, I have a metal pole in my storage waiting to come out for the 23rd.
Mickey thinks that you should take liberties with the lines because we're taking them at a huge disadvantage already.
I know, but it goes against like it's just we're the one thing I was proud about in the comment section is a couple people said we were very honest, and I like that because gambling is so shrouded in lies. Like if you watch everyone that does other shows, not everyone but most people, it's just all bogus, and they take like they tease everything, and then when they win and they show this win record, I'm like, yeah, but you paid juice that is, you know what I mean? It doesn't make any sense. So that's why we have a standard way of doing it. I know that I pretty much create every barrier of difficulty, but honesty and transparency is so important to Big Ryan and I. Even though I'm pretty much hurting my own brand by doing that. So because you're not wrong. So part of the show though is listening to what we say about it, right? The contest is the contest. I expect to lose to you and Zitvono every week. I mean, that's why me and Big Ry talked about it last night. Why we're even doing it today, Mickey, is I couldn't take it anymore. I felt it's like showing up at a poker game where you're the worst player. That's what I felt like yesterday. You just you ready to go, Big Rye?
I'm just checking over the slides to see if everything's.
Yeah, in order.
Yeah. We've got a. We're not going to have the. Oh, okay. There we go. There we go. Okay.
Oh, right on. I can't blame you, John. Boy, or Big Rye's a hockey fan too, but he's stuck with me on Monday nights.
Have a good night, John. I'm happy that Tampa Bay won.
I lost some money on it, I gotta be honest. I took a bet at the bar.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I gave a guy minus 160, and he took Washington, Tampa, and Boston. I think that's a. I couldn't. I was trying to do the math in my head. I think that's plus EV for me though.
Better than stuck by you, but I'd like that.
For many years he was, believe it or not. We were in close proximity. He's the one who's putting up the barrier because I have that Chinese thing or whatever. My year was going great, and then some Chinese guy ate a bat, and here I am.
I still love that Norm joke where he's like, I'm working on my diet. I'm trying to cut things out. And someone goes like, what are you cutting out? And he goes, oh, I stopped eating bat.
Then how relevant it is now.
Yeah. 2020 week 3. Who was this? Oh, it's one of the regulars that won this week.
Who's that?
It was Dakota Massey.
Right on. He lives near us, eh?
Does he?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and he's 4th overall with Big Rice stole my hair and Fat Guy gave me COVID.
Well, there you go.
And then his name last week was I take all the chicks to McDick's.
Well, I mean, some people do that, and it works out for them.
And this week it was the New York Jets will win the Super Bowl. So he's been on point. All right, guys. I'm going to turn off the live stream now. Fat Guy and I have to just check over our work, and then we're going to have the picks video good to go for tonight, and it should be out early tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. Eastern for you guys out on the East Coast, and then 6 a.m. Pacific time for us. So you guys all have a good night. Thanks for joining us, watching the game with us.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Yeah, no problem, Mickey. You have a good night. Thanks for joining us again.
Oh, it's our pleasure, Mickey. We enjoy it, and we enjoy you guys helping. Like, this wouldn't be possible if we didn't have the key viewers like yourself. You know, it's great getting views, but we have to get through too.